Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we got so much to get into as Mr. CM Punk making his presence felt on NXT tonight. But we will have all your action, all the reaction to it. It's going to be a fun one tonight. So make sure you get in that chat. Click all those buttons. Massage that algorithm for us. And strap in, strap on. Grab your snacks. Grab your feel good. Let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we have NXT on tap tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into, and a whole bunch of twists and turns along the way. What will the announcement be from Punk? What has Julia got in store tonight? And so much more, including contract signings and such. But for the next few hours, you're going to be strapped in with Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and yes, we're on night 2 of Punkapalooza out here. What is CM Punk going to have to say? That's interestingly, that's where I want to start off with everything we talk about tonight. What do you think is going to be the announcement tonight?
Man, this is a tough one. A lot of people want AJ Lee. I don't think that's it. A lot of people think it might be Cora. I don't know. I don't know. Is there any chance that he's announcing that he's going to participate in that Chicago show? Like he'll have
against who? Who does he face? The Obafemi? Before I get to Drew at Hell in a Cell, I'm gonna take on you, Obafemi.
Right. Again, yeah. I mean, a lot of speculation. I have no idea. I really have no real good guess. The best rumor I heard is it could be connected to Cora because we know their relationship.
That's the worst one to me. That's the worst out there. To me, I would be interested to see if it's something to do with Motor City Machine Guns or anything like that.
Interesting.
Well, I'm just trying to think of you mentioned the idea of him wrestling at the show and everything like that. And my first mind instantly went to who? Because I thought the same thing. I was like, who would he wrestle there? I can't think of anybody that makes sense for Punk to be in a match with them.
A one-off fun match with
it doesn't really make sense with that. So I'm still holding out that it's AJ Lee as a special guest referee for Julia and Roxanne. That to me I think would be pretty cool. I think that would be a nice little touch there, a little callback of Chicago, and AJ Lee's been floated around about coming back. Is she going to be involved now that Phil is here? I don't know beyond that, really. Like you said, if he wrestles somebody, what could it be? If he just announces he's going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think there's got to be a little more meat on that bone as far as like, hey, everybody, I will be at the NXT. Like, I mean, that's an email, my guy. You don't have to show.
I will be serving popcorn in the stands.
Yeah. Ice cream bars for everybody in Chicago. Right. Yeah, I mean, a high possibility of again, it's got to be something that kind of means something. They haven't really wasted too much time or energy with anything they do. So there's a rhyme and a reason for it. But, I mean, we'll listen to the chat. And hello, chat, by the way. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. And remember, get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. And make sure you click that thumb as well. But we will get your opinion as well. I see one comment saying Cora. A lot of people think it's Cora Jade. My only question with Cora, unless they're bringing her back, she left as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
If Punk is introducing her, then that would imply to me that they're bringing her back as a babyface.
Yeah, this is the last straw to try and get her over. Is you've got to throw CM Punk on top of it too as well. Like he's not going to be her manager or anything like that. No. So I know that there's the connection, but like, so you just announced that she's coming back. Like that's almost a flatter announcement than saying you're just going to be at the Chicago show. Because I get that there's the connection outside of it, but post that, what?
Yeah, where does it go from there? Like, is she just so special? She gets her own little CM Punk introduction. I don't know. It might have to have a little more meat on that bone. And like I said, they got us guessing. They got us speculating. Again, it could tie into something with the Chicago show. I mean, if there was ever a time to get AJ Lee in the building when they're in Chicago, it's a little easier to get her, down the road and into the building.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to tie into the Chicago thing 100%, and it's got to make sense. That's really ultimately what needs to happen. I'm going to be surprised, just as everybody is, to see what the hell happens, because I got 3 or 4 guesses, and still none of them feel super solid to me.
Yeah, and again, I think that's part of the fun with this. And I know a lot of the internet community, especially what we call the microwave society, they need to know now. But I like that there's still a way that not everything gets leaked out, not everything comes out, ahead of time, that we can genuinely sit back and go, I don't know, bro. Let's see. Let's
right.
Figure this one out.
I see a lot of people mention it in the chat, so I'll touch on it now. Did you see the announcement, the official announcement for Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, we posted this out today on Pump, man. I mean, that's all the nostalgia buttons. As an 80s kid that grew up through the 90s. Saturday night main event returning. I think it's cool. Again, if Collision is still running on Saturday nights, that's going to be a fun talk. You and I cover a lot of collisions, but Collision's definitely not what it used to be. No. And I think if they're going to bring in a Saturday night main event once in a while, they're going to do it big. They're going to make it fun. They're going to want to make an impression on NBC. It's not going to be a throwaway, like Battle over the Belts kind of idea of like, we just do this because we're contractually obligated. But even the idea of going back to some of like the retro graphics, like I've seen some people kind of, I give the internet credit. There's always someone out there that can do something cool. And you saw some of like the retro intros with like current wrestlers. And I'm like, this is dope. Let's do this. Like, it was speaking to the little KJ in me.
Well, and that's the thing, is that first time that they do, it's going to get a big pop regardless, because it's something new. It's something unique. Oh, yeah. And they really need to make that an emphasis on that show. They need to not just have throwaway main event, WWE speed matches or anything like that on there. And it is also interesting that Jacy is going to be doing the color commentary.
I think it's great. We joked about this, man. We joked a lot about it of like, no, I know like him and Trips have been talking. But man, again, a nostalgia button, because like when I was a kid, you got Jacy. We went through a slew of kind of, McMahon was in the building trying to do his thing. When then we had Jacy, we had Macho. Like we went through some names, but if Jacy can keep it business, and I think he can, I think that had to be a huge part of the conversation. If Jacy can keep to the business, it's going to be fun, man. He's a personality. Even at, what is he, 78 now or something like that? Like, he's still a personality and one of the OG greats. So he might be, nuttier than Squirrel Turd, but it's going to be fun.
I was going to say, how long does it go? He's got to hold it like 2 hours. Does it 2:01 and then all of a sudden he's out there talking about the lizard people of Guatemala?
I want to see if he tries to slide it in of like, yeah, I really do. I want to see if he can slide in some of these little quibs of like,
100%. If they'll just slip out every now and then, it's like bringing your uncle over for like the holidays, and it's the first time he meets a girl and everything like that, and he just lets some of that shit just fire off that he really shouldn't.
Well, it's like, and I mean, a very Canadian idea here, but it's very much like we had Don Cherry for years, and there's the same thing. He had a lot to offer, but every once in a while he was going to say some shit that everyone was going to like. The co-host was just going to stare at him for a minute,
and moving on.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be fun. And again, I mean, I see in the chat, we will get to the chat any minute now, guys, because I know the show's starting very soon. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see how he does. And again, going back to the old days with Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, man. I mean, that's our childhood to an extent for some of us.
Right.
But there he is. Welcome to the show. Rocco, welcome back. Kevin, welcome back. Eric, how you doing? Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe.
Hopium.
Yeah, the Hopium tribe. Kevin is doing great. We love when you're doing great, Kev. Nice to hear it. Keyshawn saying CM Punk. That's true. Allegedly, Lucha Bros are tough to work with all of a sudden.
Well, no shit. They left AEW.
Yeah, no shit. Just like when there's been issues in the past, the stories come out. Malachi Black doesn't like to go under, and Miro's a dick. And yeah, apparently anybody that doesn't want to do that business. And listen, I'm going to say this, and we're going to venture from it. We
Mm.
will be here live tomorrow night to cover Dynamite, folks. But all they have announced is basically that core group, like the Tony Khan favorites have been announced. The Bucks are, you know, the Jerichos, the OCs, and it's not a very pretty looking card on paper. Like if you were looking through the TV guide to find something, this one doesn't jump off the page. I hope it overachieves, but my God, like the epitome of what's wrong with AEW is what's announced for tomorrow's show. Oof.
There we go. I won't touch on that because we'll be here all day.
Yeah. Here for my spooky Choo fix. Kevin, good man. I love it.
Bro.
All good to see you. AJ, welcome back. Dawn is in the house. Hello, KJ and Nick. Chat. Hope everyone is having a great day. Night. Ready for some NXT. Always ready. Scott Rizzo, welcome back. Kira, always our liaison apparently nowadays. Haseen, how you doing? Bradley, welcome back. Welcome back. Saturday Night Main Event is 2 days after my birthday. Let's go. There you go. It's Cora. All right. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Welcome. Rocco, I see you. Stoner, Jesus, may the blunt be with you. Cora is not a draw. I wouldn't say she's a draw yet. They liked her. I never did. Mixed reviews. We'll see. She's young.
Well, if they've got to put Punk with her to announce her to make her feel special again and everything like that, I think that's more of a detriment than a blessing. And like that's more of this is the last ditch thing to get you over. We're going to take the biggest guy in wrestling and put him bringing you out. So now you've got that rub.
When she first came back from the last injury, I thought there was potential to do, you know, babyface Roxy, heel Cora. They had like that decorum that happened online. You know, videos were coming out of her harassing Roxy in like the swimming pool at some hotel. But now Roxy's a phenomenal heel. Cora as a babyface, I don't know if she computes. So she got some work to do, and she's gonna have to win some fans over.
Well, that's fine because she got some work done.
J1, good to see ya. What's up, fellas? Thoughts on Saturday night? We kind of touched on that. Everyone seems pretty pumped about it. I mean, again, how could you not? I think it's, again, another wrestling show for us to cover. So we're pretty happy. Logan, I think CM Punk referee. Oh, maybe CM Punk's the referee, Nick.
Be interesting. Like you got me there, but then the rest of it with CM Punk screws Julia and all that, I don't know. We don't need to involve like a mixed tag match of Drew and Julia versus CM Punk and Roxanne.
Right. Punk hits a go to sleep on Julia. No, not so. Dale, good to see you. Welcome back. Sorry, I got no internet. Well, we'll keep you up to date, my friend. I hope you're doing okay. And yeah, I mean, it's shit when the system goes down. So welcome as always, sir. Paul, welcome back. Kevin, I think we got you. MDB, the Knee Pad Squad in the house. Capone is with us. Byron is also with us. I think we got Bradley. There you go. December 14th. There you go. Right. C Money, always a pleasure. 316, everyone's favorite Judgment Day fan. What's up, Boston? How are you? Mr. New Big One. I think that's a new name. Welcome. Roll Tide is with us. Ringsider Anthony. The gem that is Anthony is with us. Good to see you, sir. John C., welcome back. Kevin, got you. Eric Tate is with us as we are about to start, I think. And
I was going to say, yeah, should be getting it in a minute now.
I'm probably going to be slightly behind you, but
that's fine.
We will figure this out together.
We will come together.
I was very happy last night. We'll come back to that. 316, remind us. But welcome, everybody. Remember the super chats, super stickers are the way to stand out. Keyshawn, JD doing a video with Russo going at snap.
I'm about to get now. Let me know when you get now.
Okay, I'm getting a McDonald's commercial.
Fair enough. I have
Dennis,
Richard
good to see can't wait to see Punk. Let's go. Okay, here we go, folks. Nick and I are syncing up. I got then.
Alrighty, we're looking for a now. How now?
I got now.
There we go.
All right, folks, the show is about to kick off and go live, so grab your
forever. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it together.
I'm a split behind you, but whatever.
There we go.
There.
Corey, welcome back. Let's go. Let's go. The fam is here, folks, live in effect. I see that number climbing up. Remember, we want triple digits, so find some friends. Ricky back in the house. How you doing? How you doing? There you go. Venturing from the dark side.
Right. Well, there was a Propunzo one that I wanted to click on here. Are you guys going to do a Vince watch along?
We're
talked about it. No, I was just saying we talked about it.
We're currently in discussions on how we're going to handle this. And again, maybe the chat can give us their 2 cents as well. We're not sure that you guys want to sit us, kind of speak over speaking. But we're definitely going to be doing something in regards to the Vince McMahon situation. We might do like a follow-up kind of thing the day after. Maybe we go live during the day, but we are working on that. Again, with a bunch of our little projects that we have on the go, we imagine the wrestling world's going to want to talk about it.
Right.
Willie, good to see you.
What up? I'm getting a replay of last week.
Julia looking like a star. Chelsea Green getting a whooping again. Boston, with every show getting a rebrand on logos and look. Hopefully NXT gets one more geared towards the black and gold era. I hear what you're saying. I don't know how far they're going to go with it. But I imagine some change wouldn't be bad. I do like the gold logo that's below me. Opposed to kind of like this was like the hybrid one in between us right now, where it was like the white and yellow brand, not the white and gold. So
so white and gold instead of the black and gold. But I still at least like, and can we already just officially announce this? So long, farewell, good riddance to Death Rebel. May you go yourself. With everybody coming out and saying that pretty much they're not going to renew that contract. It's all but done. That's why we got, Megan Thee Stallion doing the SmackDown theme and everything like that, because they're going to start going towards actual branded artists and everything versus just generic wrestler number 5.
And that's the way it should be. I mean, you need some personality. I mean, again, if you go back to the time even before us, Nick, I mean, there were songs associated with wrestlers. Like they were picking, again, licensing rights being what they were during the territory days. They were just grabbing songs. We remember one of the reasons we love DCW is they were just hijacking songs. They didn't give a fuck who owned them. They were like, we're using it. So yeah, I mean, again, I think that getting away from Def Rebel and being so generic and so copy paste, like, no offense, I don't know anything about Def Rebel outside of what they did with wrestling, and it just felt like they mailed it in a lot. Like, really, that's the coolest thing you could come up with. So a little more.
That's the best you do. That's the best you do.
But ladies and gentlemen, oh look, we got a red logo. Now it's back to yellow. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Ava, no navel rain on the screen.
Yeah, she's out here wearing the overall onesies here, but I can.
Oh, son of a bitch!
No way. But I can kind of hear you a bit.
Okay.
John C, what up? Smile Mark, what up? Howdy gents, howdy gents.
Sexy Red is coming back. Oh joy.
Oh good God. Boo. Boo earns. Boo earns.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. She's not a good promo.
I don't expect her to be one.
She's in charge.
The dweebs are in charge, not the fucking cool people.
Wow. So we're getting the street fight Wesley. Yeah, Wesley Zachary plus Mid Stevie all on October 1st.
Yeah, and the Chicago show. She's running down the Chicago show right now. Is Spaz. Thank you for the $10 super chat saying, give Ava the night of GM Punk. I'm once again plugging the GoFundMe at the top of my X account. A friend of mine is having a hard time, and any donation or retweets help. Sincerely, thank you all. Appreciate you, my guy.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, Spaz, and T's and P's out to your buddy.
Right.
As here comes Trick Williams, as we're jumping right into a contract signing, folks.
Let's go. Now, probably, do you like starting off the show with this, seeing how this is, setting up your world title and everything?
Yeah, I don't mind it because, again, I don't love contract signings. I feel it's one of the things that have been done to death. Right. So if you get it in, get it in now, get it over with, and let's get to some more of the fun stuff. I mean, again, like using the main event window for a contract signing to me is passe. So yeah, we open the show with a little bit of energy, build up the world title match, and move on.
Who goes through the table?
Ethan.
Ava.
Ava, let's go.
It'll probably be, honestly, Trick. He's the babyface going into this, but we them boys, what up?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Nick doesn't expect the manager to present herself like a manager. Gotcha. Oh, Boston. Good God.
I just wish the manager felt, and again, I know I pick on Ava again, but even tonight, like she just seems so young as the person running this company, like, or running in charge of this show. I just don't take her serious. And it's not like she comes out and she's uber articulate or anything. She's not. So that's where I'm like, do better.
She's learning. It's still developmental. She might be a Nepo baby, but at least the Nepo baby's on NXT.
She should be the assistant GM to someone like a Regal.
She is to HBK. She's just the figurehead. He's the one that actually calls all the shots.
Well, I'd rather look at, Sean's
there
than her navel, so we're good.
You got crazy eyes. As out comes Ethan Page.
She looks like it's the manager of Dunkin' Donuts night shift. Yes.
Also known as my neighbor.
Oh, wow.
Then, what up? And here I thought West and Zach pay-per-view matches was good enough, but apparently they will wrestling each other until November. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Vin. And with the eye roll emoji, I'm assuming you're not a fan of it. But I don't know why we need to find the negative in this. Zachary and they're making these shows huge. They're going to be in front of 10,000 plus. Do it up and have it out. It might as well be a pay-per-view. It's
the debut on the network. 100%. It's just like we saw with SmackDown, though, where they debuted on USA Network. Cody Rhodes and Solo kick it off in a cage match. Was that beneath them to be out there on the premiere episode of the flagship show with SmackDown out there? No.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like I think a street fight on a night where Punk's going to be there, on a night where the Women's World Championship will be on the line. Like, again, this could be the blow-off match. Nobody said this is going to go all the way to November. But as long as they're having an interesting rivalry, which we had fun with it. We didn't know that West was going to turn. We wanted a little more of that heat built on the screen. So we almost had the opposite opinion, Vin, that they moved too fast, not too slow. So let's get to it.
Steven, what up? Philip, what up? RM, what up? Scott Rizzo, what up? Are we 100% sure Ava really is the Rock's daughter? No charisma, promos, or wrestling ability? Well, I mean, David Flair was Ric Flair's kid.
Bro, yeah, but look at that jawline. That
face tells you what all.
That is a
Dwayne. Like
unfortunately for this young lady, she looks a lot like her pops.
Gotcha. What up? And I like this. Corey saying, so what's Christopher Daniels' excuse?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He should start wearing crop tops.
He's got the goofy eye and sucks at being a GM.
And again, he's got optional authority. It all depends on what Tony wants to deal with.
Yeah.
If it's something cool, Khan's like, I got it. If it's a headache, oh, Chris, can you get that for me?
Right.
Sure, go ahead.
Ain't this their, Michael saying, ain't this their CW Network TV debut tonight? No, that's the October 1st. That's the October 1st show that we're talking about.
Don't worry, Michael. I made the same mistake when I was trying to plan shit out when we were talking about it. I was like, oh, shit. But, yeah, it's coming soon. Coming soon.
Don't worry, on Friday, we literally were starting the show. We were like 15 minutes away from the start of SmackDown before we realized, no, it's not on Fox anymore.
Yeah. Or, and even playing the game of like, oh, new logo. Oh, wait, someone just made that one up. I'll go get the other one.
Right.
You're going to have to look at disappointment. Ethan Page, man. I can't help but point out that this guy was an employee of another company, and we talk about people that could have probably done business and helped. I feel like Ethan Page was a bit of a dropped ball, buddy.
You're telling me as much as everybody, oh, blah, 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 this and that, and Ethan Page since he left AEW. But you're telling me that this guy couldn't be a prominent figure on even Collision or anything like that? You just talked about on Wednesday. You're very much needing an influx of new blood and new talent into the upper echelon on this card. You telling me that Ethan Page, trick goes through the fucking table. I called it. Razor's edge through the table.
Wow, he didn't even hesitate.
But that's the thing is Ethan Page has been so great since he's gotten into NXT. You're telling me this guy couldn't have a halfway decent feud for the fucking international title or the TNT title or anything like that? Like, you have so much going on, Tony, and you couldn't find a spot to make this shit work?
Yeah. I think Ethan Page was a guy. I mean, we see him. He comes out with the belt tucked under his arm. Like, again, a hell of a promo. Let's go. Great heel.
Could you see Cody doing like a heel 4 horsemen, and it's him, Ethan, Sean Spears, and then who would be the fourth? Maybe Pillman?
Lexus
King. Yeah. You got to shave them sideburns, though, motherfucker.
Sideburns. As ladies and gentlemen, Trick gets put through a table and Ethan walks off, but it's official. We will get his title on the line as Trick earned it.
Right. As we're getting a replay of, we got Hammerstone backstage. Let's go.
You ended up ahead of me.
All right. Let me know when you got the Don talking to Hammerstone, because I got blonde Brian Cage on my screen talking to the Don.
Blonde Brian Cage. That's not nice.
The Swolverine and the Hulkerine.
Okay, hit play.
Okay.
Good. So we're gonna get the Don versus Hammerstone because the Don's mad at him.
Sorry, this is from last week, but we might. We're getting a replay.
Didn't show it though. They didn't. Yeah. So yeah.
Tony, you got to change that pinstripe suit, motherfucker. You're out here looking like someone's drapes.
Interesting.
Small mark. He tabled that interview, but bunch.
Right.
Well, I mean, you are the Don, right? So why isn't it that you take
Ken saying Ethan says you'll never make it to Chicago. Did anyone ever not make it when that was said?
No. It's always the thing, right?
Right.
Building suspense, my guy. Building suspense.
Hammerstone versus Tony. We're going to get Hammerstone versus Tony. Interessante. But...
yeah, so Tony essentially demands that Hammerstone go back at Oba, and Hammerstone, being a smart man, said, no, we're good. And Tony's not happy, so it looks like we're going to get Tony and Hammerstone, which, again, Tony's a big body. He's not that chiseled big body, but he's a big body fella.
He has an Italian body. 100%. He has an Italian body.
He's got that carb kush.
Absolutely. That should be a fucking vitamin strain. Carb kush. The shit just knocks you out. It tastes like chicken parm and shit.
As Bird Lady and Tatum coming out, they will take on Choo and Crew.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least we got a reprieve. We got a commercial break. We get the ad for Saturday Night Main Event coming out here. And I do like the tie-in and everything with old school stuff mixed in with the new and everything. They're playing into the nostalgia. It makes perfect sense. It's a little
it's wicked, man. And again, you talk about big business, and as wrestling fans, man, big business is happening. We should be celebrating it.
Absolutely. I like this though. All of our MLW kids are in the big time now. I can shed a tear. Yeah, Jacob's out there, Hammerstone. I'm trying to remember who else.
Well,
that's probably about it, honestly.
I was trying to think. But I mean, more to come, which is the irony of everything that happened between WWE and MLW. They're like, fine, we'll just wait you out. And that's what they're doing.
Right.
So, and the TNA thing helps because guys are jumping to TNA without issue and then just transitioning over.
Yeah, you just come work over here a little bit with us, a little bit.
But I mean, I think this is a great opportunity for Hammerstone in particular. We've been big fans of him, high on him. So have him come in and kind of see what he can do. And we'll never know. We could see him on the main roster There's no reason why we shouldn't. He can go.
He surprised us when he signed with TNA. We both kind of thought that he was going to end up with WWE because he very much seems, I always joke, he's goddamn Hulk Hogan just with more steroids somehow. But allegedly. But he seemed like the ready-made built guy for WWE. So now this kind of backdoor channeling, you know, introducing everybody through NXT like a Joe Hendry, etc. I think we're eventually going to start to see when a lot of these contracts come up with TNA where they end up going. Like Jordan Grace, for sure, she's going to WWE at this point. I think whenever her contract's up, you can kiss that shit goodbye.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think that the benefit of this relationship now, and again, a lot of people have talked, fucking people were quoting, you know, creepy Uncle Dave again about like, well, this TNA relationship with WWE has been really, thanks for catching up, Dave. You do this for a living, Dave? Thanks. Maybe if you weren't so busy trying to shove stars up AEW stars' asses, you might pay attention to the other wrestling out there, Dave.
Dave's
not here, man.
Right. Dave's never been there, man. Dope Dubs Productions. We got production clubs in the house here. Does Moose ever leave TNA? I could see it, but I think he's also deal. Yeah, he's locked in for like 72 years or something.
Remember, he signed the biggest or the longest contract in TNA history, and he was very loyal to that brand. Now, will he ever leave? It could happen, man. Things change. The landscape change, business change. But I believe he's locked in for another 5 years at least.
I think that was like the length of the contract was like 5 to 6 years, or was it ridiculously 7?
Thought he signed for 8 2 years.
Jesus,
2 or 3 years ago. I could be wrong.
For some reason 5 sticking out in my head, so I'll just go with whatever you said involving 5. We'll go with that.
Moose, yeah, there you go. Moose signed the longest contract in TNA history. He also said he would like to retire in TNA. There you go. So
they wanted to retire in WCW, and how'd that fucking go?
Yeah, shit changes, right?
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Right. So Dave. I know. I love when Dave reports something that we've been talking about for 2 months. Like, oh, welcome to the party, fucker.
Right. Yeah. Welcome to fucking actually watching the product. I like this from Lex's Evening Humans. What?
Stevie Turner's growing on me.
Like a fungus?
Fungus Among Us is. I thought that was the New Day. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
Wait, what? Why is Stevie Turner just wearing a bra?
I don't care.
Fair enough. Javon and Cedric. Oh, I see what you did there.
I thought it was. I did though. I didn't mean it. I honestly, when Javon was bouncing over, I thought it was Kofi. It's the young colors, day. Yes, it is.
Braids. I can see you. Profiling at its finest.
I didn't mean to. Blue my favorite color. So there you go.
Yeah.
And here comes Rosemary.
Stevie Turner looks like the fucking pledge sister in a fucking sorority.
Yeah.
Just fuck off. I don't want. There is nothing I feel that's going to come out of your mouth that is I'm going to find entertaining or interesting.
Yeah. Make Robbie the GM, and if you want to make Ava and Stevie the assistants, I can live with that. But Robbie's better.
They have assistants to assistants. HBK is the GM.
But I think Stone would be a better choice.
You just want to keep this man employed.
Fair enough. Well, we got Rosemary in the building, folks. The poll is up. Who you taking? Who you taking in this one? As most people are going with Bird Lady and Paxley. I'm guessing you're taking Bird Lady and Paxley.
Of course, it's a handicap match. It's 2-on-1. Of course, it's got to be,
It's 2-on-2. Is it not?
Yes, I know. It was a joke.
Oh, because
there we go. But yeah, I mean, I would love if I could just pick Rosemary. Maybe you could convince me if I could just pick Rosemary. I got to live with the gimmick now.
Right, we're kicking off with Paxley and Rosemary 1-on-1.
I still don't.
I like this. They're just screaming at each other. This is like the remake of The Craft.
This is WWE and NXT are getting into the spooky season early out here because we're getting into the fall season, so they're just getting instead of doing everything in October, they're starting in September here.
Well, do you see Shotzi and Scarlett are they're doing the
show again? Yeah,
they're bringing back the Halloween Haunt or whatever the fuck they called it.
Yeah, because you got to remind people Shotzi still employed.
Well, apparently they filed the trademark for Shotzi Blackheart, and it's led people to believe that she's going to get her full name back. Remember, Vince, like one name only. Like, I think Vince had got so old and stupid that he could only recall one name at a time. So everyone got one name, Butch.
And most of the time they were still wrong.
And they were still wrong. Come here, bitch.
Whoa, Vince, we don't say that. That's not her name. They call me, he calls me Stacy. That's not my name. That's not my name.
Paxley to top. Bird Lady holding on, and Rosemary feeling it in the arm.
No, you got ahead of me now.
All right, let me hiccup.
I got
roll up into the corner.
Tatum off the top.
Okay. Let me know when you get the roll up.
Okay.
When you start changing shit up. All right, back to the corner. Tag to Spooky Choo.
I'm still, and I know, like, you're a fan of her, Anthony, everybody upset for me, but it's just, I can't, it's like a non-flashback. I can't get past what we saw before, and there's been nothing to me that's that big of a change to me that drastically changes my opinion.
I'm not getting it. I can't.
Yeah, that's right. Come on.
You've either seen it or you haven't seen it.
And I don't. I'm a non-believer. I'm a Wendy Choo denier.
When she starts falling asleep in the ring, we'll have a conversation, but she doesn't do that anymore.
No, she puts me to sleep, motherfucker.
But why? She's out there wrestling. She's not doing it. Her and Jordynne Grace tore it up on the weekend.
Yeah, Jordynne Grace had a good match with a broomstick.
Nah. Man doesn't like pajamas and steel steps. I don't know what to do about it.
See, Chris is with me. I got at least another.
You got one.
I got one. That's all I need.
63.
You got 3 motherfuckers, and you can take down an army.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, like, I was highly critical of Wendy Choo and just wanted her to go away. What are they doing? Oh,
we're gonna fly together.
There you go.
Oh no, drop kicks through the middle ropes.
And then, oh, look at this. Lyra and Tatum being all buddy.
They have become like this little cutesy friendship story. We back here again. I feel like Anthony showed up like that. It's like, how many times we got to keep telling you this, old man?
Let it go. Let it go.
She's in the match. So, yes, my hate is strong. The dark side of the hate game is strong with this one.
My only beef with your 2 cents is you're making it seem like she's still doing the sleepy stuff and she stopped doing the sleepy stuff. So I don't get it. That's the only thing that I'm struggling with is like
she's we're watching her doing the sleepy stuff. She just still looks, wrestles, does everything exactly as she was before.
That's fair. So if you don't like her because she's wearing pajamas, that's fine. But saying that she's still doing and behaving as she used to, she's not. She's not falling asleep in the match.
That was the crux of the argument. We could have saved myself so many heartaches and so many cracked vocal cords and everything like that. Because no, I don't. I know she's still not sleeping. I understand that. That's the only difference, though, is that she's able to stay awake with all of this now. Is the only difference to me, and that she's got some spooky makeup on.
Again, I just think that if you're able to cheer for Rosemary, or if you're able to cheer for Tatum or Nikki Cross or any of the women that are doing this type of thing, Spooky Choo's doing it really well, and she's fucking people up in the process.
You're comparing talent to not talent, but I digress.
She's nobody thinks she has no talent. She's done well with what she could do, and her in-ring again. It's funny that you're pulling like the Meltzer card here of like, I will not believe what's right in front of my face. Like I
don't see it. I guess I got blinders when that comes.
You watched the Jordynne Grace match, and you're saying she sucked in that match.
I didn't say she sucked. I said Jordynne Grace brought her to a good match.
But she was a participant in it, and she did really what in that match did she do that seemed? Did she botch? Did she slip? Did she not do a move well? Like what is she? What is missing to you other than the fact that she's wearing fucking pajamas?
It's just it's bland. It's down the. It's just there's nothing there. There's nothing to me.
Okay. I just saw Nikita Lyons on Instagram wearing the same fit as Spooky Choo. Good Lord, send that my way.
Well, I'll at least, as Fast and the Furious goes by me, but I'll at least give Wendy the credit of she's at least wrestling, while Nikita just likes to just be an Instagram thotty, I guess, at this point. Like, I now the whole hype for her as a wrestler is gone. Like, if she comes back, I expect crickets.
You got to build it up. You got to work it up because, again, it just we get it. But
there's probably people watching NXT now that don't know who Nikita Lyons is because they got brought over from TNA.
Oh, shit. Breaking news. Randy Orton will have a match on October 8th. So maybe that is Punk's announcement. Punk's going to challenge somebody. Like, Punk's going to come out and be like, I want to fight
Randy Orton on NXT in St. Louis. What? I want to just see if that's confirmed. Like, I know Damien's normally good with the sources and everything with that, but can anyone else confirm this? Because to me, like, Randy Orton wrestling on NXT after they just had to, we haven't even talked about this actually as we're in commercial break, but the fact that they had to change venues for the St. Louis show.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
Well, I think we're at the end of, we're at the end of that commercial break. So next commercial break, we'll try and touch on that one.
You're right, Anthony. Again, you're not wrong. Again, her look, her vibe, a lot of people were behind her because of, and some people kind of knew her a little, like as a mini local-ish celebrity because she'd done some of like the poppy stuff or whatever she was trying to do. But again, as far as being an in-ring performer, she's got a lot to prove.
Two out from Rosemary.
Oh, MDB, my man. Oh, look at this. There you go. Anthony yelling at you, bro.
We can talk about this on Thursday, my guy.
Yeah,
we can talk about this on Thursday. I'm going to have to sit there and do spooky-doo research now and have to rewatch all of her matches and everything. But we've got Wendy, tagging a Lyra.
On fire.
Is it interesting, though, that probably the most, like, significantly veteran person in this match is Rosemary? Like, Lyra is still fairly new. Tatum's still fairly new. Wendy's, like, probably honestly, the second most veteran in this match.
Nice jawbreaker by Wendy. Paxley with a blind tag and in. A good tag match to start this one off.
Right?
Blinded by the hate. Dressed up like a bitch.
I don't know if I'm on the right side of history here, though. If Gilly agrees.
You're definitely fucked now.
No, I got an army behind me. Gilly saying I agree with Nick as well. First impressions mean everything. I still look at Spooky Choo as a terrible wrestler. Her character and personality does nothing for me. To me, I guess that's where you got misconstrued with what I was saying before. To me, there's not been any sort of such a variance from when she was falling asleep in the ring.
It's literally night and day.
Like, literally, bro. She comes down in a bubble, bro.
It's night and day. She went from
literally, bro.
Literally, bro. As Wendy takes a headbutt.
Yes, you do, Gilly. You're on my side. So we got 3 against the world.
There you go. Like I said, I think wrestling fans do this a lot, and you see it a lot with like the tribalism. And I'm not accusing you of this at all, but it's just people can't like they hold on to like that first impression sometimes. I get it. Leg on the ropes.
Boston first segment literally put me out.
What do you mean? First segment.
He's talking about the contract signing as told of NXT.
Why? What was wrong with the contract signing? It was quick. It was easy, even if you didn't like it, which I didn't.
Right.
As far as like, I don't love contract signings. Wow, let's go. Paxley tags the Bird Lady. Rosemary's in trouble.
Oh shit.
Was that a nothing but net? Winner, Daniel.
Yeah. See, literally, she's out here fucking stealing Carmelo's moves.
You might want to keep these two together, Paxley and Bird Lady.
Oh, I think that, like I said, and I got lost in the Wendy Choo hate, but Tatum and Lyra have very much become this little like friendship and everything like that. Yeah. Like, remember they had the whole thing. She was the stalker, and it's really been this homegrown natural story on NXT a bit. Like, Lyra is literally carrying off Tatum.
And they worked really well. That was a really good tag team match.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna need Rosemary to stop taking L's. Yeah, me too. I didn't like that. I actually thought Wendy and Rosemary were gonna win.
I still find it interesting that we're even getting Rosemary on NXT television. I thought that Rosemary on WWE television, I thought I would have never seen.
It's crazy, and I love it because again, if you are kind of that TNA mark or a little bit of that wrestling nerd, Rosemary to me is one of those wrestlers that you always wanted to see. What would it be like if she was on the bigger stage? What would it be like if she went to the moved up? And so it's nice to see it. Speaking of that, Nick, up next, Tony D versus Hammerstone. By the way, they dropped Alex.
Yeah, but is that a TNA thing? But it's interesting. We literally saw the whole vignette and everything from last week, and we're talking about that seems to be the match they're going to do, and turns around they add it tonight. Let's go.
So there you go, folks. In the polls, on the poll there, and get your chat in. Let us know.
Propunzel, Wendy Blue Choo is NXT's version of the Demon and Finn Balor. I don't get the difference. No.
I mean, listen.
Well, and then that if you want to do that, then they fucked up the Demon character too and everything like that when he's out there facing Roman and everything. And
yeah, but you can't get mad at it. Yeah, that's Vince McMahon, and he's gone, and he should be permanently gone for a lot of different reasons.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I mean. Again, like I said, Wendy came back. I mean, she popped up. She choked out Kalani, had a really great match with Kalani, teams up with Rosemary. They're doing really cool vignettes. I don't see the difference between what Wendy Choo's doing right now and what Nikki Cross is doing. I don't see a discernible difference other than you've decided that once upon a time, you're not mad at Nikki for almost being a superhero. Or you're going to hate Nikki because she used to almost be a superhero? No, we've moved past it because we like what she's doing now.
I moved past it, but I did shit the ever-loving bejesus on that gimmick and everything, called her almost a wrestler.
She's definitely almost a wrestler, but it's nice to see Nikki back, and I got to give Nikki credit for what she's doing now, and that's kind of how I feel about you. I mean, again, some of the most heated debates on this channel in 2024 is like Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Wendy Choo.
Well, see, me and Boston agree, which I don't like. Saying, I'm sorry, did I just see someone compare Wendy Choo to Demon Finn Balor? I can't. So see, you've made a New Yorker and an asshole agree. The cats and dogs are running together in the streets.
I wouldn't go
We're swinging sideways, my guy.
I didn't make the chat comment.
I wouldn't go that far. Too.
But definitely, like I said, I think the Rosemary, Nikki Cross, Decay, Havoc, all those, a lot like that she's in that vein, and she stopped being silly with it. So I got to give her some points.
Bonkers. What track? What up? Are you ready for the return of Saturday Night Main Event?
Yes.
Obsession is the theme.
Yeah, I like it. I like that they went back into the old the song Obsession.
Oh,
it reminds me of my dad's old fucking mixtapes. But yeah,
I was like alone. What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, and here in Canada there used to be like the thing called Electric Circus, and it was every Friday night, and it was basically a camera was just was watching people dance at the club. It was like a Canadian version of like fucking Soul Train.
Show.
Yeah, it was interesting, but that was the theme to it. Was Obsession was the theme for it, so it hits all types of nostalgia for me.
Right. Dick Buck is great name. Rosie is the only almost a superhero that wrestling ever needed. 100%. We got Superman with Rosie, and we got Aquaman with Roman Reigns.
Right.
When the fuck did Charlie Dempsey grow the mutton chops and everything? I feel like he went from shaved face to beard.
I guess he's growing it out as Tavion has made his return, by the way. And Tavion might actually be the standout in this group at this point.
Oh, what I've seen of him in Noah and everything, to me, super impressed. Like, the guy's super talented. He's got the size and the athleticism. I don't want to say fully like an Angle, but the man moves like a Jeff Cobb, I'll say.
Yeah, fair enough. A little, actually, probably more explosive and a little more about the same, but that dynamic of like, again, just a little more agile, a little more lighter on his feet than a Cobb.
but a super athletic wrestler guy, like, and a guy that can hit an athletic skin, hip toss or skin German suplex and everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm still struggling to get my head around Ren St. Clair.
Well, you got to get around that chin. It's like crossing like the bottom the fucking polar ice caps there. You got to get around that to get back around and get over it.
There you go. The trios title: Rosemary, Spooky, and Abaddon. Yeah, fuck.
I'll take Abaddon and Rosemary.
You're a big Abaddon.
You can leave the Dookie.
That's what I mean. Like the hypocrisy of the opinion of like you got a lady who's literally pretending to be a zombie. You're like, that's fine. You got a girl who's got a little bit of narcolepsy. I can't get over it. I can't. She put makeup on. What's the other? The chick, 80% makeup. But
you can get behind, a chair shot. You did not hit me with that. Oh,
how you doing? That's Tony D coming to the ring.
My guy, Madonna.
Right. Tony and
you just took me back. Like my birthday's coming up. You took me back to fucking like at my grandparents' place and like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, we'll move. We'll flush the Dookie. We can talk about that at a later day.
Wendy all night. We're never going to agree. We just got to put it to bed. When she becomes
fair enough. Chin Sinclair. Chin Sinclair.
Here comes Hammerstone. Anthony, if you can hear my voice, are they calling him just Hammerstone in TNA? Or was
he didn't say that? He didn't say that.
I might have missed it. Get him, KJ.
Yeah, he said that a while ago when we first asked it. Mike Rome is still with WWE. Yes, he is. I think it was somebody mentioned it in one of our last streams there about how he's taking personal time and everything. I think he just had a baby and everything. So
Congrats. Yeah, see, Tony's a big dude. He's had to see very, very Goomba.
He's got a pasta profile, like you said. Right? What was it that you said? He's got a you carb something or whatever.
The carb kush.
Yeah, he's got a carb kush. He's got a pasta profile, 100%. That man never skips a meal.
Yeah.
But that's the old school, like 1920s Italian mobster shit of like, I'm just a big guy. Like I'm not cut. Yeah. I'm just a big guy that'll throw you around.
That's your territory's early 80s wrestlers to a T before Vince McMahon wanted everybody to be on the gas. Like they all look like that. They all had a bit of a pot belly. They look like, I'm a big man. I'll fuck you up, but I'm not like at the gym all the time.
Who had a more clear defined profile of the athlete that they would sign? George Steinbrenner or Vince McMahon?
A slight edge to Vince just because
I was going to say, one, you got to shave them sideburns and shit.
Right. As Oba in the back on watching on. So, I mean, I'll give them credit. They've kind of built a little bit of a story here between Tony D and Oba. Again, Oba's been an absolute beast, but they're not just like, I beat him, now he goes away. They're kind of like, all right, I want to try again.
I don't like it because it gets the feeling to me that the fact that he won't go away, that they're going to sit there and make it to where he goes over Oba. And that shouldn't be the case to me of like, no, it should be, I squash you. You go away now, bug.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking Boston. What a silly question. I'll just turtle. I'll roll up.
Right. I'm road dog and just hold the bottom turnbuckle and everything. You got to throw my ass out.
No, we don't fight. We're a tag team.
We would literally have to get in, like, want to fight each other. It's just be like, stop it, you silly goose.
He's got like 5 inches on me. I gotta get inside quick.
No. Get inside, just grab hip toss.
If I can't fight,
O'Malley got his ass whooped by a guy who fucking half of
I gotta get inside. I gotta get inside quick.
Man's gonna go for the takedown.
Oh shit. It's not who would win between us, it's who are we fucking up. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. The better question is whose car are we taking?
Right. I love that. Tony rolling out, catching his breath. And back to Oba, just smiling. Oba's on his way.
Oh.
Arn Anderson, perfect example, right? Like Arn had that, like never was a, you know, just a big dude.
The enforcers, yeah, 100%. And I saw somebody earlier asking if Ethan Page was wearing the, you know, Arn Anderson glasses and everything, the giant fucking spectacles.
Oh wait, he got counted out. He just said, "Fuck it." What is up with that?
Punani.
And even the family. So Alex Hammerstone gets a win handed to him. Don just walked out.
You're done. You're out of here. You're gone. We don't need a leader. We don't need somebody running this family here. If you just walk off.
What is going to happen?
I think I might know a guy. Hey, what?
That's fair enough. You know, there's a lot to be thinking about if you are Tony D'Angelo. There's also a lot going on here.
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but you're ahead of me. Zachary wins.
Yes, I was behind and then trying to find it.
So Zachary Wentz is here calling it out. My girlfriend's birthday is on Thursday, Big Nick. There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm not your girlfriend, but no. Shout out Jobson's girlfriend's birthday.
So we're in the parking lot again, the most dangerous place in all of wrestling, the NXT parking lot. Or AEW.
Oh, Trey McGuire. This is where they're going to explain why they couldn't show up for the tag match. We talked about it to where they had to miss the last tag match there for minor surgery and everything.
Wow, look, he's getting jumped.
By Wesley.
See? You know what? It's the same thing about last night. Like it came out today that like Bronson is getting fined. Like they're tying up their loose ends. They're doing a really good job of, yeah, Zachary missed. We, you know, the nerds, the marks like us know why it happened, but they put a story to it. I would have been here, but look what this motherfucker did. I think it's wicked. A great job at keeping a continuity of a story and explaining why things are happening.
Continuity and treating this shit like a sport.
Right. Happy birthday to Jim Cornette. Hey, I wish Jim Cornette a happy birthday. Dear y'all, something nice about the loudmouth. We compliment him all the time. That's why this channel exists. And it was actually because I wanted to fight him. I hated everything he had to say about NXT. Not NXT, AEW. I thought he was completely wrong and off base. And then 5 years later, we echo the motherfucker. Well, actually, he echoes us because we go live and then he comes out later. But
he called us podcast marks.
He did. Yeah,
but
he did.
That's the thing. Let's think about it. That's still crazy. You wished the man happy birthday. You started this channel to spite this man, and he turned around and called us podcast marks.
Yeah.
So we're on that motherfucker's radar. But it's still crazy to me to think about it. You started this to spite Jim Cornette, and now wish the man happy birthday. Anthony showed up to spite CM Punk, and now it's his favorite wrestler.
Shit changes, man. And I think you know, I just you gotta be open to everything around you. And I did not like Jim's take on AEW at all. Thought he was old and missing the point. And as things progressed, I was like, this motherfucker's starting to make some sense. But yeah, I got no problem wishing him happy birthday, belated or whatever to all the peeps. Even the ones that, you know, people don't like, we wish you a happy birthday. Nothing but love.
Right. Beyond the Bell saying good evening podcast and 100%. As we got Tyrese Halliburton out here now.
Yeah, he was advertised for tonight.
Is it weird that we're now just getting like random NBA guys and shit like that just want to like show up on NXT and they're like, yeah, fuck it, you got a little bit of credibility, you got a little bit of celebrity, you show up here.
But it does show how much of the mainstream the product's bleeding back into, where we're getting a lot. Like we saw Jelly Roll this summer, we saw MGK show up, we've seen Halliburton a couple times now. We've had fucking Kelsey show up. Like, I for a while that wasn't really the cool thing, but more and more we're seeing it. Megan Thee Stallion did SmackDown's theme, like.
Right. I will say two things. The first thing was towards what you were saying, with the whole transition from like not liking Punk to liking Punk, from going at Cornette to touting Cornette and everything like that. Closed minds equal dead ends, and 100% of we've got the Attitude Era, but we just don't have the fucking violence, blood, guts, and gore that everybody anticipates with the Attitude Era. Wrestling's turned into pop culture. Wrestling's crossed that threshold back again to where wrestling's cool, but it didn't take chair shots, it didn't take blood, it didn't take swearing, it didn't take all of that, which I think bothers a lot of people because everybody thought that's what was missing in wrestling versus just good fucking wrestling was missing in wrestling.
Having the ability to tell a story within the between the bells, between the rings, between the ropes. If you can tell a story, and again, those are the things like we still to this day talk about those amazing moments more than anything else. But it was all tied into stuff like even like you even think of like an Austin and those big grandiose moments of showing up at the beer truck and stuff like that. But it all fit into a bigger story.
100%. Speaking of a bigger story, and I think you and Gilly need to just hug it out right now, just publicly live on stream here. KJ is just a big teddy bear, even though he looks like a biker dude. Always a kind word to say, always polite.
Gilly, there's no need to let my secrets out publicly like this, but Gilly knows we got nothing but love. I like that me and Gilly argue. You
don't expose pillow talk for the public.
Keep that shit to yourself, bro. No,
right.
No, nothing but love. Nothing but love. I'm as hard-headed as it gets. And big shout out.
We're in a commercial break. Lisa says thoughts on the details about the AWTV deal. Do you want to touch on that or do you want to touch on NXT having to move venues from St. Louis?
I mean, both are kind of quick. The AEW thing, I mean, dude, I want it. Like, I do not want AEW to go away. And if they don't land on with Warner Brother Discovery, then what happens? And I really like, again, imagine that Wednesday Night Wrestling goes away. That'd be disappointing. 170 million per year for I don't know how long they're predicting. If they're moving their pay-per-views to something like Max, that's great because we've bitched a lot about their pay-per-views. They finally got into Triller, which helped. But again, I think there needs to be a centralized focus. I think their business modeling has to get better. And again, it all comes down to the guy running it. I hope that the stories are true. I won't believe it till I see it. We've had a lot of mixed messages. I still don't know about another show. Like rumors are going to drop Rampage and go with Shockwave on FS1. Are we just 6 of one, half a dozen the other? I don't know, but I hope this deal goes through.
I still think that there will be a deal, or I don't even know if it'll be with Warner or something. Like AEW will not go away, 100%. No, not at all, not at all. And that doesn't need to be a thing. I just at this point, I've almost given up on the whole TV deal story and everything because now we've heard for months on end. Any day now, coming tomorrow, coming next week. It's about to be the most profitable wrestling company in history of all time in space-time in humanity. No, like Box is gonna kick WWE to the curb because they want AEW. Like, fuck off with all of this. This was supposed to be done in like a weekend, and it's taken fucking 4+ months and everything to where the exclusivity rights and everything ran out. Like, this is still such a conflated fucking hot air balloon of bullshit and everything that is just floating along to keep AEW fans going with this shit. Like, AEW is still going to be fun. AEW is still going to exist and everything. They're not, to me, going to get fucking $57 million and everything like that for in this, that, and the third. It hasn't been a profitable expedition at this point as we're back with Jacy, Jayne, and Fallon, and Jasmine Lynx, and I can't remember the faction name.
Fatal Influence.
Yeah, what? That is, you have Jacy, who looks like Lady Jericho. Jasmine looks like a fucking gymnastics.
Jasmine looks like
competitor.
Fucking snack, bro. But anyway.
Yeah, but Fallon out here looking like she just skinned a buck before she, did a Victoria's Secret shoot.
She looks like when Sarah Logan was in the what was the fucking trio they called the Riot Squad?
Oh, the Riot Squad. The Riot
Squad. Like the two were all kind of like punky, and then all of a sudden there was one wearing a fur jacket and horns. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but Fallon, she's got like the white version of Stevie Turner's top, but everything else she's wearing is like mossy oak camo. So it's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be intimidated or intrigued.
I have no idea, but again, there is no show that is highlighting the women like NXT right now. Like we're going from women's segment to women's segment to women's segment, and again, all of them are like Lola's here. We all know how I feel about Lola. I mean, like
I honestly think you could do a full women's episode of NXT and not skip a beat.
Well, what was it? Great American? No, it was it Halloween Havoc last year where night one was pretty much all women?
Well, pretty much all women's matches except for like one men's match. But we've got Jayne and Lola. We've got Brindley Reese backstage. We just had 3 women backstage doing an interview. All of this, like the women are prominently featured on NXT.
Huge. But here comes Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, EDMB for Eddie Thorpe.
It's so confusing. So he comes out with his, like, I don't know. Is he a DJ? Like, what is he? What are we doing here?
He's Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat.
TV deal's 3 years. Not bad. Not bad. Again.
But again, this has all been speculation. And this is all, I won't believe anything until I actually see an official announcement at this point, because we've been talking about this to the death of us for feels like 4 months, 5 months plus.
Jumpstart. Sorry.
No, you're good. Ashante the Adonis.
Now, is this Ashante's first singles match since NXT return?
No.
Second
or third, because he had a one where because he's done the whole gimmick on NXT lately to where he's been the ladies' man and everything. Right. I still think he's getting his ass whooped here by Eddie Thorpe. I like Eddie Thorpe. I think there's big plan for him. I still think he's a talented guy. I don't want to see him go the way of Dominik Dijakovic.
Yeah, fair enough. Big back body drop. I'm interested in Brooks and Jensen versus, against Dion Lennox. I'm glad you said it because I keep forgetting poor Dion's name.
Damien with the deep cuts there.
Wrestling being back in pop culture is absolutely best for business. Today is a great thing because it is popular. And again, and I completely agree with that. Beyond the Bell podcast. Thank you for being here again. That's where I got frustrated again. Another Tuna Meltzer fucking stupid take where this idiot goes out loud and says, well, AEW is not doing that good because WWE is doing good. Wait, what? No, rising tides. Like, are you fucking dumb? If wrestling is bleeding into pop culture, if you follow along, you could do it too. They just, generally go with like C-level celebrities and they come and go. That's...
Why does Nick constantly use parental advisory rap lyrics? We know the word you're saying, just use it because of the YouTube algorithms at times and everything. Yeah, sometimes the YouTube overlords don't like it when we use yelling in cursive.
I like this question a lot. How do you reintroduce AJ Styles? Bound for glory. What?
I said he walks out.
TNA. That's how you reintroduce.
And that would still be dope as hell, 100%. But yeah,
send him to TNA. Let him appear at Bound for Glory. I don't know. I mean, again, if you're gonna bring AJ Styles back, you better have a plan because he has been kind of for quite a while.
But would you rather them still use him and have him be meh, or would you rather they don't use him and he's on the sides until they find something to figure out with him? Which, granted, is still an issue, but yeah.
I like the idea of finding a place to fit him in. Like I loved his match with Cody, but the story wasn't overly exciting. I do like that he faked retirement. Listen, if I was going to bring AJ back, you put him back with the Good Brothers. You pick up another couple loose members. Maybe instead of sending Hikuleo with the Bloodline, you put him with his old Bullet Club buddies, and then you just cut them loose and have them be badass. But it's got to be legitimate. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see AJ Styles at Bound for Glory 2024.
Him and TNA is probably the best decision. I thought for a while that they were going to, that's your caveat, your make good. Ooh, little like pop-up crossbody, literally just spun around like a top. But I think AJ Styles and TNA is 100% your kind of 100%. I'm scratching your back I'm giving you AJ Styles, arguably your biggest star in TNA history, back for your biggest pay-per-view. 100%.
Ashante eats the mat. Oh, wow. Eddy Thorpe. What? Eddy Thorpe gets the win, and he uses the spike. What's that?
No, I was just saying that Bob's your uncle. That's all.
Right. You're just making sounds. Where the vibes go to live or go to live. Either way, I'll take it.
I'll go with live.
Live. Who's the lady with the rose? What is this? Yeah, Punk in the building.
Geekbuck saying, I want AJ to stay away a while longer and then come out as the first challenger for the Cena retirement tour, maybe to finish the year. If not, TNA big return would blow the roof off the TNA with the TNA legend.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think you could do both. And I do like the John Cena's back. Guess what we're gonna do? Beat up John Cena.
Beat up John Cena.
Right.
Well, the whole OC and everything just seems all fractured. Like you've got Minchin, who's out there being the best out of this, which she was even still a late edition and everything. Yeah. And AJ Styles is out there collecting, employment checks out there in Atlanta playing video games. Meanwhile, Gallows and Anderson remain to be seen for the most part. They were out there doing JOBs on NXT. After they had just gotten drafted to SmackDown.
Good question. Weren't they beefing with somebody, and were they beefing without the mud? And we haven't seen either team in there.
Yeah, they both just they all just disappeared, and we've all just it's all Jada now.
Cross them off the list. Then
Circle gets the
score. Unless you're Chris Jericho. Oh God, don't bring up his name.
Shit, that fucked me up.
My feeling is until they officially announce the deal, I'd say I'd take everything with a grain of salt. 100%. That's it. Again, and we even talk about it with MCMG. I did it with Cody Rhodes. Like, until I see you walk through the fucking curtain, I don't believe anything anymore. And again, because so many people are just basing, I'm going to report my feelings like news, and we'll call it news. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's not really happening. So I want to see the deal done because I don't want to lose AEW. We do not want a wrestling monopoly, though TNA is making a lot of strides and WWE is definitely helping. And there's a method to that madness as well.
But you still always need that thorn in the side because AEW is the reason WWE is where it is now. Despite everything with Vince being a sex pest.
They had a hand in it.
There's, I think, a strong influence that certain people let certain people know about certain things and everything. Because, all right, we're not going to lose this fucking war when we've got a full artillery, but the old ass general won't get the fuck out the way. So we're going to ship his ass out on the last fucking train to, Oakland. Yeah. And we're going to really go full throttle with this.
His YouTube channel is difficult to watch with his takes. Listen, I listen to just about everybody I can. I listen to Busted Open, Cornette, Russo. I listen to everybody because I want to know what everybody thinks. But to say he's difficult his takes are difficult, some of them I completely disagree with. Some of them he's just a little too much on his high horse. I get that. But the man knows wrestling inside and out. And the 90% of those takes that he has that are painted as hatred or towards a certain brand, they're factual. They're right. Do I agree with his view on women's wrestling? No, that's an old-timey view, right? But, beyond that, as far as what happens in a wrestling show, if you actually listen, he's not that hard to listen to. And him and Brian can be entertaining. I give him credit. But I highly recommend listen to as many opinions as you can, folks, because you want to know.
Again, like I said, closed minds equal dead ends. If you sit there and just, I'm going to say in the echo chamber of this shit, then you're never going to fucking grow to anything.
And that's the problem with the observer fucking minions is they're just tunnel vision. They're in that silo and they're just, it's one big giant circle jerk of, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Are you great? I'm great. Everyone's great, right? Dave said it was good. It's got to be good, right? Did you check cage match? Like, that's where you're getting in trouble. Like, they refuse to see what's right in front of their face. And that's the frustrating part. As a genuine wrestling fan, I don't get that approach.
MDB, Mr. Noob. Sounds like an MDB comment. As we've got Chase U
DJ
acknowledging
Tonka.
the
Now they're doing like the fucking heartfelt, like behind, like the dark side of the ring. Chase you. Yeah. Oh, get out of here.
When
Banana
Chase
Pan.
you goes wrong, but I like Mr. Noob here. Of course, that's a major league reference. This guy's dead. We'll cross him off the list. Yes, in case you haven't noticed, like we do a shit ton of Simpsons references, a shit ton of major league references.
Yeah, it's always fun when the chat actually catches it though, because half the time we don't know if you guys what you guys are doing at home.
I don't care. It popped me.
We're just gonna pop each other.
It broke me.
We're just popping each other's assholes.
Well, no, that just made me think of my birthday is coming up on this weekend where we will be taking a little. Holy shit! You have your cup fit the green screen, so it just looked insane right there. Man disappeared. But no, I might have to watch both Major League and Major League 2 now. Here.
There you go. And everybody that can hear my voice, you better be there on Friday to wish Nick a happy birthday.
The day before.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I don't know.
EMDB.
Yeah.
I'm here comes
YouTube. Yeah. Nice. What do you see?
Do you guys see a 3-man commentary for Saturday Night Main Event? Will it be just Cole and Ventura? I don't know if Cole's been confirmed. I don't know if Cole wants to do it.
I heard it was Corey. It was Corey.
Yeah.
And Jacy.
Okay. Because
that's the two that I had heard.
Yeah. I don't know that Cole's doing it. I don't know if Cole wants to add a Saturday night to his schedule, and being the senior guy, he would have first right of refusal, I imagine. But I don't know. I haven't heard Cole's
out there.
Let Jacy do it. Hey, he's getting some love now.
He's good. He's good. Better. Oh, didn't mean to click that one. Hey, my BD is on Saturday. There we go, Chris. So you and I have the same birthday.
That's fucked up. Good job.
Suddenly, life has new meaning to me. Yeah, no, shout out birthday, bro. We share birthdays with Bill Murray, fucking Carlton, Uncle Joey, shit like that. It's a weird collective. Like
a weird day.
It's a weird day.
Yeah. Whole lot of strangeness was popped up on that.
Whole lot of fucked up shit.
Cut it out. Let's go.
Cut it
out. I blame Saturday Night Main Event for all these old references, folks, but bear with us.
I just blame old age.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, we're of a vintage. I like how we have vitamins. We're of a certain vintage. It's not old age. You're of a vintage.
Okay, Punk says I'm in a bit of a different mood than I was last night because everyone knows how mad he was.
But still, hey, Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray out there, shout out Busted Open Radio and everything. Fully agreed with literally, I watched that and I felt like that was just us talking last night of it. It was like the same conversation we exactly had with that whole promo.
Sorry, I do want to add to that because it's part of the reason why I listen to some of our counterparts out there. And again, I always respect people that have done it. Like, I mean, I didn't do it at a professional level. You didn't do it. We want to respect those. I trust in those who have done it, who've put in the work and earned that credibility. But it's amazing a lot of times because we have to react on the fly, and to go and hear a lot of people echo our sentiments makes me feel kind of like we're doing something.
I know I'm on the straight and narrow here. I know I'm on the fucking path. Yeah.
Right. I might know my shit.
Just a wee bit. I could see Saturday McAfee doing Saturday Night Main Event.
Thousands and thousands of hours of watching wrestling.
Facts. And what do you think we're probably doing when we're not watching this shit? Watching more wrestling.
I appreciate y'all, but sometimes it's hard to hide and watch the show, and I do enjoy watching the
That's
show.
funny. He said, you know, I was trying to watch this show and the fans are chanting, "We saw you. We saw you."
When was that, though? Did I miss that?
We didn't see him. The fans in the building saw him. They didn't show him on camera.
Gotcha.
We talked about before, right? But
throwing elbows at CM.
One day
Ooh.
you're rubbing elbows with CM Punk, the next day you're throwing elbows with CM Punk.
Heads with superstars like Lexis King.
Lexis King gets a boo, but he gives a Lexis King shout out.
Deserved boo, a deserved boo. Those
said he said
sideburns
that?
are the furthest thing from natural, my guy.
I missed who he said there. Yeah, right?
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
Hey, well, they've got a connection towards a certain company. Just saying.
Sooner or later, I'm going to be standing across the ring from Braun.
Wow, he
Does
said, I like that. Oh, roar.
Does this feel like he's saying he's going to have a match on NXT?
No. Maybe actually.
I'm asking
Maybe.
because he's sitting there talking about, and he's naming this talent, he's naming that talent, and everything. So, are we sowing the seeds?
And I love NXT. Shawn Michaels called me up because he knew I loved NXT, and he
I can hear how Punk loves NXT.
We got babyface Punk, not pandering Punk, you bastards.
told me that
Jesus Christ.
So here he is, pandering, hat in hand, just, please, sir, may I have some more? No.
Right? Like, I mean, he's out here as a babyface. Yeah, it's a Mick Foley fucking promo.
I've heard people throw up the idea that when Punk calls it a day, rides off to that sunset, he takes HBK's position on NXT.
Yeah.
HBK goes to Raw. We got all that shit. Yeah.
dangerous, Shawn. Very dangerous.
Oh, Roxanne Perez.
It's pretty special.
Interrupted
this
by
is
Ross.
me, Cora, and I hate it.
Can you give me like a 2 Mississippi on your feed? You got
1,
Rox right before I did.
2.
I like Rox. Roxanne.
God damn it! Why can't I think of his name from
You know
goddamn
it is.
Kill Tony? Cam Patterson. You
Cam
like
Patterson.
rocks?
I like Rox.
I like the way it feels.
But Roxy interrupting. So yeah, whatever this announcement is going to tie into this women's match. I
Why
just
does
don't know
Roxanne
what.
come out here looking like she's dressed for a quinceañera?
I'm ready to hire her to, to be the main
Clean my cabinets, bitch. Sorry. No, she's out here looking like she's either dressed up to go to fucking prom or to be someone's French maid.
Roxy talking shit. I like it. Rox is nervous, maybe a little.
Yeah, this is NXT teenager yelling at dad now because you as much as you talked about the connection with Cora, same connection there with Roxanne.
Right? 13-year-old me would be freaking out right now because my favorite wrestler, CM Punk. What are they pointing at? Something happened in the background and the fans just started pointing and laughing. Anybody catch it? That is crazy. I don't know what happened. Did Booker T make it funny?
I don't know. I sneezed.
I would. Down boy. Down boy. Flat. Scare all the ladies away.
Michael KJ.
They're chanting AJ. They're chanting AJ at the top of their lungs.
I'm telling you.
What did you miss?
The fact that Roxanne's out here is either Cora or you're going to get AJ involved. You're going to get your counterpart because I do think we're at some point, could we get a Roxanne versus AJ match?
Because the Roxy Julia match is already set up, the idea that Cora is going to be introduced now doesn't make any sense. That's not a WWE move. That's another company that mixes.
That was literally what we talked about at the start of the show. That they just bring her out.
Explaining it, I'm like, wait, you can't really put Cora in the middle of this.
They just bring her out, just show that she exists.
Yeah, maybe.
Look at her. Look at her. If they do AJ Lee as the special guest referee, I'm walking off.
Rock saying, stay home. Just stay home with Larry. Leave us the fuck alone.
But it's the fact that she's referencing Larry and everything. Guess who else was on that bracelet? Miss AJ Lee.
Chicago's not going to be your town anymore. It's going to be mine.
Chicago's my town. 111
110
people, 110 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Scared one away.
It's because your wizard drink there. Somebody said it looked like you're drinking a wizard's potion because it fits perfectly with the green screen.
Ooh.
Oh, Wendy Choo is possessed KJ's cup. He's literally taking bottles off of the shelves behind him and drinking them.
Can I retort?
No, I wasn't done yet.
Wow,
No.
she cooking, guys. I wasn't
She's
done yet.
Like, chihuahua.
She is being disrespectful to this. One of my issues with the women's NXT women is that Roxanne's under 20 pounds soaking wet. My mother can beat the shit out of her. I'd love to see that. These women are unbelievable as menacing. Yeah, but again, they're going up against other women who are like 120 pounds. Like, it's no different than like two, featherweight UFC fighters going, or two bantamweight feather. Like, they're small. We'd probably whoop their ass, but they're fighting.
I understand your mother might be 10-0 at Walmart, but that's different than being undefeated in ring and everything like that. Like, and I get it 100%. I'm literally Big Nick for a reason. Like, I know I'm a big guy 100%, and that's the thing is I know KJ is a big guy, and I somehow would still make him look small. We had Big Trouble Ben Bishop on here and everything like that. It's not always about fucking he's 6'12". It's not always about fucking size. It's about stature. It's like it's how you do the fucking art.
Well, not only that, but when you do get a Rhea Ripley, when you do get an Nia Jax, they smash the shit out of the little ones. And the little one, like if they're gonna lose to a little one, there has to be like a fluke, or they have to outlast. It's David versus Goliath, or Daniela versus.
And we talked about Jim Cornette and everything, and fully, regardless of how you feel about the man, if you listen to him explain the art of pro wrestling and everything like that, it's poetic and everything, because it's 100% to where you're talking about people that pull over on the side of the road and you see a little guy kicking the shit out of a big guy and everything like that. And the big guy beats the shit out of the little guy the first time. And then finally you come back and they're going to fight again. So you sit there and you pay a little money and the little guy is skating the shit out of the big guy and everything. And he gets into it and he finally overdoes it. That's part of the whole fucking act. That's part of the whole gig. Wrestling was started in the carnies and everything. And guess what? There's good athletes in every goddamn sport that may not be the size or stature that it calls for, but they can make it work.
That's it again. And that's what Roxy that's her big hurdle in her career. If she moves to the main roster, she's got to take on the Jades and the Biancas and the Rheas. So you better have it's like the Daniel Bryan. That's essentially saying I think I would kick the shit out of 25% of the AEW roster without breaking a sweat, but who knows, right?
Lights out.
You have to tell. What?
Oh, Julia. Sorry.
Lights out. As here comes Julia. Punk says nothing matters when you get your ass kicked against Julia. I don't mind this. A bit long, but I don't mind the entertainment value here. And I give Roxy all the credit. She's a good little heel, man. And she can wrestle. Right? But essentially, is that not the argument? We would never have a Shawn Michaels, a Daniel Bryan, a 1-2-3 kid if it was only the big guys, right? There are little women, and
that's part of what makes those guys unique, and what's part of what is their story and everything like that.
Right?
It is fighting within your parameters and everything. Bryan Danielson's a perfect example. 100%.
I'm never forgetting the finish of that match, MDB. Come on now. Pancake.
You go squish now.
Yeah.
Argument in short. Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Ray. Wrestling with a
I think that's a nice little double entendre. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Willie, it's not easy. And again, once upon a time, I thought I might be able to do it, and I can't. So now I'm here talking about it. It's not easy. No. It hurts. Everything hurts. It sucks.
You found out that the choke slams were raindrops and gumdrops.
Oh, wait a minute. That was interesting. But Punk saving Julia from the behind the back attack.
Yeah.
So what was his announcement? Did anybody catch it? Is Punk going to be the ref?
His announcement is he is the father of Roxanne Perez. Right. Maury Povich out there. But because he's literally out there like dealing with like a petulant child is what CM Punk's dealing with right now with Roxanne Perez.
Mm-hmm. We got Kalani Jordan. So what was the announcement? I'm sorry. Like, so Punk's going to be the ref against them too, or for them too.
I don't think it was that. I don't know what it was. I think it was just like, I'm here.
Chick magnet Punk everywhere. Boston not feeling it. I don't know if lame is the right word. Again, if you're a crotchety old bastard, it might be.
It was, to me, it was a lot of, we thought it could have been this, we thought it could have been that, and instead it was apparently none of that. Yeah, no announcement. So apparently when faced with all the options for an announcement, they chose none of them. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Oh, Ren St. Clair running up. Again, too many women with phonetic energy on the show.
Well, she does kind of look like she's wearing the mask from Jim Carrey's movie and everything.
Oh, like look at she ran away. Yeah, so Kalani said
DIY.
Slapped her hand.
Why? Because I gotta.
All right. What did the left palm say to the right cheek? Slap.
Right.
No, fucking hilarious. Kalani says someone's got to step up and take the shot.
And then eats a fucking pot shot into the face and is like, huh? Surprise. Like you said, take your shot if you're going to take your shot. And then someone took their shot. What? Why would you do something so bold, so brave? The nonchalance from Ren is funny. Ren's been great. She's actually made the quarter pound catch crew actually mean something with the puck.
I can't get behind Ren. I don't see it. I don't like it. And this is kind of one of those things.
She's like, your Wendy Choo.
Yeah, like
I'll trade you a Ren Sinclair for a Wendy Choo.
Like, Ren doesn't wrestle very often. She's a pain in the ass. I mean, I like what she just did, but I haven't got behind Ren yet. I actually think the quarter pound crew needs to just dissipate.
It needs to, get 69 off the menu there.
I'll do that. That sounds wicked.
Pause. Whoa, hold on. You can't throw that number out there with me and then just disappear. That's not provocative. How about Joe Hendry's special ref, October 1st, Paige versus Trick? Interesting. The special ref gimmick to me is very interesting because you shouldn't always just use it to set up the next feud. It should be there. Finding the reasoning for it's the hardest issue for me. And I know if you throw Joe Hendry there, to me, he would side with Trick and everything, and you'd have to get Ethan Page to agree with that. Like, I can kind of get you there with that, but at times it's such a unique thing, and it's something that to me I think should be used few and far between versus commonplace just to try and prop up and create building bridges, building blocks towards other feuds here. But we are in commercial break. I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We've been flirting with triple digits here. We've been at 111. We've been at 92 right now and everything like that. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. That's too shy to say hi in the chat and everything. But we will be back at it tomorrow, 100% for Wednesday night Dynamite. Thursday night, me and Ringsider Anthony going to be out here watching some TNA. So 100% we're going to pay it back forward here. You've got the NXT TNA relationship. So we're going to be watching TNA on Thursday. And then Friday, we got the episode number 2 of SmackDown on USA Network. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend. Nobody covers more live wrestling than we do. Nobody covers wrestling like we do. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We do what we do because other people can't do what we do. NXT made Tiffany Stratton. NXT made a lot of people, and unfortunately, NXT's also lost a lot of people. So, and it has to walk this thin line of being developmental and being a third brand. It is enough still developmental of still building people up and everything like that. KJ letting people know, if you love TNA, you better show up and show out Thursday. But I've got Tony backstage as we're consulting this man as to why he just walked off like a stunad, just decided, no, I'm done with this. But yeah, sorry, Nick, I had to retype it. Too many typos. Is that what you're talking about, Gilly, with when was the last time NXT made a real star? I think the only one so far is Braun Breaker. Before then, nothing since 2018. I'm Christ, now you're gonna sit there and make me go through the back catalogs and everything off the top of my head here. I mean, depends on if you want to say made a star or introduce a star. Yeah, there's a long, fair enough. So KJ got you covered. When KJ comes back, KJ's got the rounds in the chamber. He's doing the research. He's checking the files, the fossil records, if you will. As I'm underway with Myles Borne, who we finally figured out his name, and I'm starting to realize he looks more like just blonde Randy Orton. He looks like creator wrestler Randy Orton. But we're getting Tavion Heights and Myles Borne taking on Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander, as Cedric's really kind of having to play like the mentor role here with Javon of like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We just let them get in the ring and we go have it at it. But I think right now we're starting off with two of the best blue chip prospects that NXT has just waiting in the chamber, with Javon Evans. Well, now getting Myles Borne's in the ring, but we were starting off with Javon Evans and Tavion Heights. Those two, to me, are guys that will be future stars in WWE. I can see Tiffany and Breaker, but that's it. Gunther, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bates. I sparked the Boston.
Yeah. I mean, other than the 2.0 era where it was a bit of a mess, but still look at like the all the love. And I know we're not happy with them right now, but Ciampa became a big name. You look at Nakamura.
Did they make them or did they accentuate them?
Well, they were nobody. Like, I mean, they were indie stars. Like for us, I knew who the guy was from Ring of Honor, but no one else did. So to see them actually come in and then NXT turn them into something. I mean, if you want to go backwards, I mean, and work forward, but since 2018 is a bit of a stretch. I mean, that's ignoring the last 4 or 5 years of NXT, which, I mean, again, look at where Gunther is now. Ludwig started in NXT UK and then came overseas. Pete Dunne,
Kyrie Sane, Io Sky, Shayna Baszler,
yeah,
Asuka.
There's not a lack of names.
Here with that a little bit.
Asuka, Tiffany now, Braun Breaker. We're seeing more stars be made by the minute. Like, I don't think there's been a lack of talent that has excelled. Yeah, every once in a while, you get somebody like a Karrion Kross that feels like a bit of a drop ball. But I think Rhea Ripley, we never knew who she was until she did something in NXT. And UK counts. But she had to come over and go. Toni Storm was a big deal in NXT, went on to be an AEW Women's Champion because Vince fucked her up in WWE. There is such a long list of quality talent that's come out of NXT. Don't forget the KOs and the Sami Zayn. Yes, going back to 2018-ish. There, we're going back a little bit, but we wouldn't have the Baileys. Bianca Belair is a superstar.
LA Knight, yeah.
LA Knight had a stint.
Javon!
Yo, I like Javon and Cedric together. I really like these two together. This has a lot of potential to it. Like a Javon Cedric versus Fraxium might cook.
It's really interesting, and I said this, and I'll say this before I take a pause here, as we're in commercial, or at least I am. To me, when we started off the match with Tavion Heights and Javon Evans, those are two guys that, to me, down the road, within the next 5 years, are going to be top guys in WWE.
And
like prominent guys in WWE.
100%. And even look what they're doing. Like, look how instantaneous. Oh, there goes Nick. So I'll tell you guys. Well, apparently not. There you go. Nicky boy's out. All right, Nick, taking a pause for the cause, and we are rolling on. We are in a commercial break. But yeah, I mean, again, once you've come out, like there is been there again, you can't undersell what they're doing. And even in names like Andrade, look what they did for Drew McIntyre, who was all but forgotten by the wrestling world. So again, I think again, going back to 2018 might be a stretch for me. Yeah, I do feel like there was some not so great times around the 2.0, even when I gave up watching it. But there's a lot of names that we cheer for now that had to go through the NXT world to get to us. Even if some of us knew some of them on the indie scenes or knew them in Japan, you know, it was NXT that was their true introduction. Bum 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 bottom. Nick was stuck between. Yeah, no shit. Sometimes find the buttons are tricky, folks. We got a lot of buttons back here. Yeah, just mid-sentence. He's trying to get back before the commercial's over. That's why. I'd say when Javon turns heel, I don't really see Javon turning heel anytime soon, Chris. And again, I think that he just feels so uber babyface. Now, as a young talent being paired with a vet like Cedric, there's something here. And then right out of the gate, nice transitions. I'm a diehard tag team wrestling fan. So to see them kind of the tandem offense and working together and making it make sense, I think there's some potential here with Cedric and Javon. I think there's something there. Since 2.0, they haven't really produced many main eventers. Again, you got to also remember that is also part of the cycle we're in, right? So again, you're ignoring Belair's on the cusp of that, Breaker. But again, the people that were in 2.0, like Breaker and Tiff, that was only a few years ago. So we're watching the stars come to be now out of that. So maybe it's a little preempted, right? Like to be an instantaneous over star, it took Belair time. It took Bayley time. It took all those black and gold stars. Like, Kevin Owens didn't come in and just become a world beater. He went through a lot of growing pains. Sami Zayn, another guy that, again, from black and gold, but from 2.0, we're seeing that payoff now. Braun Breaker graduates. We see Tiffany graduate. We know Oba's coming. We're seeing that development happen in front of our own eyes right now. So, a few years from now, we'll look back and see how this generation transitioned. But an LA Knight, a Tiffany, a Braun Breaker. Again, I think Gunther right on the cusp of that 2.0 era. Yeah, like exactly. Gunther was there for that. I mean, we still had right around when it became 2.0, we still had Adam Cole. We still had the Undisputed Era, which was their best. They've been shit ever since. So again, they did. Yeah, no, he made a splash, but then where did that splash go? And if you watch the KO documentary, he went up and then down and then had to pull himself back up. So again, it's not all just, the clip notes. You got to watch the full story. And again, I'm a big advocate, obviously, of KO, but I think right now we see the KOs and the Drew McIntyres and the Andrades that were from that generation. Now we're in the next generation, and those people are just starting to come to fruition now. So again, I think it's timing of being able to reflect, right? So again, I don't think there's a lack of stars being made. I just don't think that we've given all of them enough chance to come through. It does take time. No, he just thinks he is. It's okay. Nobody goes from 0 to 100, bro. Yeah, exactly. And again, to say that, when was the 2.0 era on the calendar? Like, was it 2022-ish? 21, 22? I'm trying to remember when I quit NXT and made Piff do it. But yeah, I feel it was 2 years ago. So again, to say like since the 2.0 era, they haven't created stars. No, the stars that they've created since the 2.0 era are still in NXT. They're still there in a large part. Not all of them, but the Street Profits might count. They should count. So again, let's not. I think there's a broader story being told there. Don't forget, Corey Graves, Tom Hannafin, Renee Paquette, RJ City, Pat McAfee, Stokely Hathaway. Hey, look at that. Small Mark pulling out all the side. I like that. Again, I think that, we're in 2024. So to say, well, we're all stars, I mean, we see them developing before our very eyes, but you have to go back to that roster and kind of realize who was there. I know this, but you can't count Carmelo until he's over with the crowd, a top guy. Yeah, but again, they create. That's my point. Is you can't. Well, they didn't. Well, he's gotten over. Big cheers. People like him. People like to boo him when he's being a heel. But we're watching that story play out. So if he becomes a superstar, like we've seen with other guys from that black and gold era, then you're going to see it, right? Like Carmelo's a great example, Boston, of exactly what I'm explaining. Is we're watching those stars be born in front of us. Tiffany's not even the star that she's going to be. Lyra is not the star she's going to be. There is growth happening right in front of us. The tricky part for us as fans is realizing we're in it. It's happening now, right before our very eyes. Finn Balor's career was robbed after SummerSlam. Yeah, well, Finn had the lovely joys of Vince McMahon booking in the late years. I'm a star. There you go. Keyshawn's in. Tavion spends a month in Japan, and now he's wearing Kenji. Yeah, well, he's not the first. He won't be the last. No way Jose learned to wrestle. This is some way Jose. Not no way. There's some way Jose has shown up. The other was in the UK. Nah, but he bled through the 2.0 era, dude. So again, how do you want to count it? How do you want to slice that apple? How do you want to run this one down? But again, I mean, he was in NXT up until not that long ago. So you got to give it credit where credit is due. The 2.0 era didn't help anybody. It was, again, I quit watching it because it was garbage. 2022. Yeah, exactly. So 2 years ago. So the fact of, you got to think of the time, like even a Seth Rollins, a Big E. Think of the guys, Bo Dallas, like the people that were champs in 2018, how long it took them to become big names. 1, 2, 3, Javon gets the win. I like Javon and Cedric together as a tag team. That was a really good tag team match. That's why I'm upset with people don't like Liv Morgan. She came right from NXT. Another one that came out of NXT right before the 2.0 era. So I will say that with the whole Riot Squad. And again, you kind of just overlook it. But again, I think you get a little too caught up in this hate for Liv. So Randy Orton is going to fight Javon Evans. Randy Orton is going to fight Javon Evans in St. Louis on NXT on October 8th. Just announced. Belair didn't start right on the cusp, though. Again, how do you want to slice it? Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, again, where was the bulk of her work? Here's Ridge. Why does TV and have pants? See, I didn't count Gunther because I didn't see him much, and then Walter back, and then the NXT UK, which I didn't watch until the Dragunov. Ilya was more of an NXT UK guy. Again, it's an interesting thing. I don't disagree with the premise. I literally think the idea and what people are missing in this argument is we're in it. It's happening right before our very eyes. We have to look back in a few years and go, how many people came out of that time and became something? Spears going out with Jensen. As we get Jensen versus Dion Lennox next. Trick Willie is 50-50. He goes to the main roster. I think Trick is going to lose to Ethan, and that is his goodbye from NXT. You remember NXT, especially Black and Gold, added this almost a given. If you go through the champions, it was you lose twice, right? You lose the belt, you have your rematch, and you solidify the new champ, and then you move on. I think we could be seeing the end of Trick Williams in NXT. Is Level Up worth the watch? Nah, we don't. It comes on at like Friday nights here. It's okay. I mean, it's like There's no story or anything. It's just 4 matches of up and comings, right? Like that's where a lot, Ren St. Clair and Kalani and that cut their teeth. Randy Orton came in a mid-carder. HBK used him as a mid-carder. There you go. Trick has main event potential. He does. I think there's still development to do with his in-ring and maybe with his promos at times. But, yeah. Yep, if Tiffany will go through Charlotte. Developmental doesn't necessarily mean training talent. It's developing skills, whether in the ring promos, 100%. So again, like a guy like Trick who has a lot of charisma and a lot of pizzazz to him, and his entrance got over. Now you just got to fine tune his mic skill a little bit. You got to fine tune his in ring, slow him down. That's why they were giving him matches with a guy like Pete Dunne, right? You take a veteran like Pete, and you have the ability to slow him down. We see Sean Spears working with a guy like Jensen, developing. It's not necessarily like, you got to remember with the way the performance centers set up, you have people that we don't see on TV training, learning. Then you have the people that are kind of in that development process where they've advanced, and now they're getting their wit, they're growing beyond their natural talent. So you're 100% right, Willie. WWE announced the return of Seth Rollins, December 14th, Saturday Night Main Event. Is that his official return? Ooh, interesting. Thought he might be back before that. Mello has the potential out of the gate, though. Boston. Carmelo's got a lot of upside. My only issue with Mello is he's a bit of a small guy. You're going to have to tell good stories to get Mello as over as you need him to be. Javon overspinned and almost missed Myles. I missed that. Sorry, Richard. Javon wins. I really like Javon. Big E Langston was Dolph Ziggler's sidekick. 100%. Xavier Woods, another example. They get him from TNA. They develop him. They pair him with Big E and Kofi, and we're off and running. So, again, I'm not going to – we can move on from this topic. But, again, I think you have to realize 2 years ago in somebody's development is not that long ago. And if you want to base it on black and gold and looking at the guys that we cheer now, give it time. Just give it time. Javon versus Randy will be fun. I'm surprised. I will admit I'm surprised, but I'm not mad about it. Evans goes one-on-one with Randy Orton October 8th. That's a big rub for the kids. So, yeah, that's a big deal. If you're Javon, Post Malone. Most Palone. I like it. I read it backwards. Wait. What? Really, KJ? What do you? What? My opinion: if you make the main roster, then you are a WWE superstar. Absolutely. And again, it's all varying degrees. Not everybody that came out of black and gold fucking cooked. Not everybody was a slam dunk. The bulk of Balor's work was in black and gold. Okay. All right, guys. We're over it, Boston. We're over it. Just getting the graphic now. Randy Orton, Javon Evans. They have a thing called Ring of Honor that they don't want to understand how to use properly. If you would take some of your key trainers, you take like a Jerry Flynn, you take even QT, and you make Ring of Honor your up and coming future, you got a lot. Big E returns in the storyline with New Day. I don't know, Damian. That one's so up in the air because we have no idea how he has recovered from such a big injury, right? I mean, when you're talking vertebrae, you're talking the ability to walk, the ability to function. You got to be pretty certain you're good to go. Dion Lennox looks like he could be something, MDB. I agree with you. Got a definite look, 100%. Big athletic guy. And he seems all right so far. And right now, we're off and running. Who you got, guys? Who's going to win?
Turning things around. Engaging mode certainly activated for Lennox, just like when he was putting on the helmet for the LA Rams.
When he was playing for the LA Rams. Did not realize that Lennox had a cup of tea with the LA Rams. But I think Lennox is going to lose. Spears is at ringside. Brooks Jensen looks like Temu version of Jack Perry. Wow. Come on. Come on. I think Jack Perry is a Temu version of whatever. So if Brooks is a version, it would be even less than Temu. And I'm not big. I don't love what's happened here with Brooks, to be honest. We'll see where it goes. Angelo Dawkins was on NXT when it started. Yeah, Dawkins. The Street Profits were at the end of, like, going into the 2.0 era. They were prominent. Got to remember, Adam Cole, Finn Balor was down there during 2.0. The 2.0 era, as much as we forget it, there were names there that have gone on. Now, I'm not saying Finn Balor was part of Black and Gold. I'm just saying it just, it was a weird time. Jensen going and putting on the glasses. They had something really good and they fucked it up. As Lennox is screaming in his face as he shows him his glasses. Don't care for that. Brooks for the win. That'd be so cool. Cody versus Roman, I'm saying, or Saturday main event. Yeah, I don't know if we'll go that far, and I don't know. I think we're a long time away from Roman and Cody ever fighting again. Is Spears really hurt? I'm not sure. Yeah, she's dressed like a Cabbage Patch doll. 60% taking Jansen on this one. Okay. And it's over right in time. Fun fact, Swerve Strickland is former NXT North American champion. And the only title, Bronson Reed, Swerve Strickland. Again, we talked about Tony Storm. Don't forget all the names. Brooks Jensen looks like Otis on. I like it. Sean Spears shaking the hand of Jensen. So whatever this relationship is, we might not understand it. We might not get it, but it's growing. As we go back to Twitter. Oh, Wesley answering Wentz. I agree. Developmental isn't just NXT's main roster too. It's paraphrase Rob Deirdrick. These folks have coaches and trainers until the day they die. 100%. Again, acting like that, it's no different than the pros. NFL teams have coaches and trainers. NHL teams have coaches and trainers. Like, if you are a pro at your craft, you don't stop learning. You don't stop getting better. And when you do, that's when you fall flat. So, yeah, again, like, let's remember that. And again, the dynamic in NXT has changed. Once upon a time, very developmental, very focused on the developmental side of things. When they start trying to fill arenas and getting ratings on TV, that dynamic changes a little bit. That match sucked. Yeah, it was just fluff. I'm with you, Richard. As here comes Fatal Influence, which will be Jacy Jayne. Chad Gable, former partner. What? Oh, you think he looks like Kurt Angle's son? That's crazy. Jordan now. Lola versus Jacy should be fun. Is that all that's left here tonight? Interesting. What is Wesley talking about? Wesley's talking about the street fight he's got coming up with Zachary, and Zachary came out earlier and basically said Wes should be there, but Wes was like, I went to see my family, so kiss my ass, and they're gonna have a street fight. Fatal Influenza. I don't even know if I want to say that out loud on this stream. I might get flagged for it. Fatal Influence, very mean girls. Ask 100%. And again, you take three extremely attractive, strong, talented women, you put them together, you have them be mean to the good guys. It works. It works for me. I'm okay with it. Trick still has to sign the contract. Yeah, that's interesting. If Survivor Series put NXT back in again, I need Gunther versus Oba, Femi, and All Ego versus Cody, two big meaty men. Yeah, it'd be very interesting if they ever ran that road again. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that.
13 years old.
We still got to get Trick to sign the contract. Okay, so that's where we're heading. Thank you.
Starve the child to let.
Thank you. We still have another Trick contract. See, I said earlier I was giving them marks, like, get it out of the way, sign it, and move on. Like, we've done the contract signings a million times. do it in the opening segment and let's just fucking go on. But I guess we'll end the show with it. Trick's gonna get over on Ethan before we leave tonight because Trick's gonna lose when they fight. Just my guess. I don't know shit about shit. Beautiful people still all-time best female stable. They're a good one. They're a classic. I love that little attitude Jasmine Nix has. Basically every Latina. Well, speaking of Latina, Lola Vice will be coming out very soon as we get back outside the other side of this commercial. But I will put it in the poll. Hello, LA Lola.
Best female faction, PMS, Pretty Mean Sisters.
Pretty Mean Sisters is good. I mean, I have a special place in my heart for beautiful people. I thought they were phenomenal once upon a time. Yeah.
Good Marilyn Manson song.
Yeah, one of the best. Toxic Attraction 2.0, exactly. That's the model. Again. Yeah. You know, wrestling, like fashion, like a lot of things tend to repeat itself.
100%. We're in a day and age to where it's cooler to do a remake and a rehash than it is to come up with something new and creative.
Yeah, especially nowadays. We'll remake everything.
We're a regurgitation society.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I hope not. I have no interest, desire, or time for Sexy Red. None. I don't get it. I don't know why she's famous. I don't understand it. She can't rap to save her life. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's no talent there. She just says dirty words over a beat, and some people like it, I guess. I don't know. To me, she lacks all the talent.
It is, and bar my ignorance, but as ladies rap right now, just where like men's rap was like almost a decade or so ago of like, let's just say bullshit over a beat that doesn't even hit the beat or anything. Like Megan Thee Stallion's out there, the SmackDown theme, but we can bring in Sexy Red that literally there's nothing sexy or red about her outside of her hair.
Listen, I'm going to sound like old man on porch, but current hip hop and rap is dead. It sucks. It is bad. It is not good. I grew up on hip hop. I grew up in a very hip hop friendly neighborhood. And I was, I just don't get it. I don't get mumble rap. I don't get this repetitive snare. Again, as a music lover, a music creator, I don't understand what has happened to hip hop. I don't get it. I don't. If the good ones are few and far between. So now old man yelling at porch. Or yelling at cloud.
Oh no, like I said, but M's back and everything. Like that's at this point for good hip hop, you've got to go back.
You got to go backwards. Yeah, everything. LL put out bangers better than the fucking current crew.
I heard about him talking about that track before I actually heard the track, and good God, like it. That's the thing, and that's an indictment upon the hip hop scene. And truth positive with what you said to where LL Cool J, Old Man Cool J, can sit there and drop a track with Eminem and it dummies everything going on outside of diss track.
Yeah, again, and I mean, even some of those, like, I mean, I love Kendrick. I mean, for all the hate that Drake gets, the guy put out bangers for a decade. Kendrick doesn't make bangers anymore. J. Cole may be the best out of the three of them, and he kind of went quiet. But who's kind of running the game right now? Who's really fucking putting out club hits that people are banging to? Nobody. Like,
is it insane to think that Eminem is the best rapper in 2024 and he was probably the best rapper in 2004?
I mean, he's one of the GOATs, bro. And if he's not the GOAT, I mean, my daughter's named Haley. Figure it out. Simple.
Oh,
Haley J. Daddy loves you. I love drum and bass and rap. Listen, I treat everything. I treat my music like I treat my wrestling. I love it all.
So this is when we can go. I think my dad's gone crazy.
Oh man, on the album when they remixed "Save Me" and he's singing to Haley, and then there's another one called "Tragedy," I think it's called. Man, I'm crying like a bitch.
Oh well, 100%. Jelly Roll's fucking dope as hell.
Jelly's jelly, man.
Yeah, we're underway here with
you got.
Jacy, Jayne, and Lola Vice.
think-
Who you taking?
I think Jacy has to win this, and Lola's lost a lot of steam for me.
Yeah, once she couldn't sit there and crack a tear or a smile
Mhm.
on screen, yeah. But yeah, I'll go with you on GC needs this.
Right.
I only listen to Griselda. I don't even
Right.
want to guess at what that is.
Let's go.
Oh, beat that beat up. Oh, beat that beat up.
Like I said, man, I grew up a hip hop kid. I loved it, but I also, I mean, I grew up in the grunge era, and I mean, some of my favorites ever. But it's changed so much now, and I just don't. Again, maybe I'm just old and I don't get it, but I don't get it. I'm like, what is he saying?
I'm always a sucker for like Busta, Wu-Tang, and everything. To where they enunciated the shit. They over enunciated the shit to fit the rhymes and everything. You know, big up. This is stick up.
Well, I think it's what comedian is it? Is it George? Fuck, I can't remember his name. But he literally has a bit about like if you put on a current rap song and people are kind of like, you know, but if you went to any place right now and threw on a Biggie jam, the whole place goes up. Everybody knows what you're doing, right?
Was that Russell Peters?
Like, hip hop's not producing any more bangers, and all the people that were doing hip hop are starting to transition to like country and folk and shit. What happened?
Well, there's just quotables and moto and everything like that. There's not, you know, any sort of real thing that you're just repeat that you could play on repeat in the club or anything like that. That you're sitting there, and whether you're in West Give a Fuck, suburbia.
Wow, Jacy eats shit, and Lola gets a big dub. She needed it.
Just
Lola, but now she's getting jumped.
Yeah, but Jasmine out here with what looks like denim but isn't denim. But did you see people get upset because Jey Uso used the term dog walk, and apparently Jacob Fatu's quote unquote trademarked the term dog walk? I saw some people that were like you're not Jacob, you can't use that. It's like, no, that's a common term. Like, it just hits more when Jacob says it because he actually would do that.
Miss Parker.
Oh, how you doing, Miss Parker?
Oh, booty thrust. Oh, and fucking Fallon got stuck on the ropes.
Yo, that's a conflict of my interest there. I grew up with people wanting Fallon, and I chose Jada Parker.
Smile, Mark. I love that comment, and you're bang on. Man, we grew up in the list, and like you said, like thrown out, like all of a sudden the Dirty South was hot again, and you had bangers coming out of there. Like, dude, it kills me that we just
unique instead of generic.
There's not many songs that come out now in that genre that I can tell apart, and that's unfortunate.
Well, and even like the regions, like you were talking about, like East Coast sounded different than West Coast, South sounded different than this and that and everything like that.
Yo, is Tony retiring, dude? I don't know if you saw this.
Why does he keep changing outfits?
For me, there is. I got you disrespected.
I got you disrespected.
No, the streets are talking, Nick. The streets are talking.
You punani.
You know, if you want to believe that, fine. Because it doesn't matter what we believe.
Yeah.
You're the one
I don't know, but I can hear you.
Yeah, it's all right.
Afraid to lose? Afraid you'll be remembered?
Sound like them Twitch streamers.
Afraid to lose? Afraid to... No, I mean, Rizzo giving him a pep talk.
I know way too many chicks like Rizzo and everything. That's the thing. Like, that's half my cousins. That's the chick your mom tells you to marry and everything like that.
I know you don't believe.
I always laugh. We talked about this before. Where you're like, oh, she's cute. How you doing? And she's like, hey, how's it going? You're like, whoa.
You're about to whoop my ass.
Bumping him up.
Fucking Carmel out here to Tony.
Tony having like a crisis of confidence, my guy.
He needs to go and sit there and, go to a therapist and everything. He needs to go and have his Melfi. He needs to go full Tony Soprano.
Right. You gotta believe in you, Tony.
I'm amazed this man is wearing 3 suits across this whole show.
Right. Well-dressed man for sure. It's the Rocky storyline. Richard, I like that. That kind of got that vibe. What are you afraid of? That is actually spot on, Richard. I like it. That's that whole Rocky 2 speech. Or Rocky 3. What are you afraid
Adrian, we did it. Adrian.
I did it.
So we're closing out NXT
So why
tonight
are we getting
Halliburton?
Why is Halliburton the one responsible for getting the contract signed on this?
I have no, because again, we had the whole situation between him and Jalen Brunson back when the Pacers and the Knicks were in the playoffs and everything. And he's just decided, hey, I like to be involved in this wrestling thing, and it probably makes good content when I do a podcast and shit like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of just, honestly, who outside of diehard sports fans, who knows and who gives a fuck? Like, you're out there, Captain Canada. Are you clamoring for Tyrese Halliburton to show up with the contract?
I don't get it. Like, exactly. It's the same thing of like Sexy Red's coming back. Okay.
I wish she just stayed gone.
Right. Breaking news: Sheamus had resigned. Yeah, that news was circulating pretty big today. Again, other than either Sheamus resigning or retiring, I didn't think there was any other options.
Well, and again, way the internet works and everything, we had heard that story floated around for almost 2 days before he actually re-signed. So that's the thing, is you don't get told stuff date of, you get told stuff like week before and everything. So by the time it actually shows up, you don't care because you already know and have already been known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, and some of it's very simple. WWE is the Def Jam of wrestling, and AEW is the Mama Rubber wrestling. Now I want to play Vendetta, bro. Now I want to play Vendetta. Boss the boss now. Let's go.
Bro, that game fucking harsh. Like, that was so great.
But classic.
Oh, 100%. One of the best games on PlayStation 2. Trust me, I wish I could sit there and pop that shit out and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I miss that music, right? Like, I mean, it was just a run of it all. But again, I think we beat that one to death as well. I got a commercial for the Bachelorette. The Golden Bachelorette? Is that old people fucking? Oh, okay. Golden Bachelorette. Okay. Hey, now.
They still do that? They still do that?
Yeah, I mean.
It's like a turtle. They're like,
I don't know if I want to tune in to two people in their 60s making it.
I really don't.
What do you think?
I'll call that the court trial of Vince McMahon.
You're gonna have to tune into our Bad Blood prediction show if you want to know, because that's not overly specific. But yeah, tune in for that prediction.
Well, I understand this one. I still don't know, like, especially when it comes to the Hell in a Cell match. It's a flip a coin, and that's who's winning it.
I'm leaning Drew, and I could be wrong. I could see how you get out of both. And apparently people are saying that, Seth has been advertised, his return. I mean, it could be Punk for Seth at the debut or the re-debut of Saturday Night Main Event, because apparently that's Seth's return.
Oh.
That's December 14th. So there's a lot to happen.
Punk over Drew?
I don't know if he screws him. I think whoever wins is going to have to win somewhat definitively here.
Yeah.
Because if anyone gets screwed, it leaves that door too open. We almost have to put a bow on this one.
But we're getting an NXT press conference.
Holy shit. Why?
Next Tuesday, Ridge Holland and Riley Osborne. See, that's where we get confused, because we've got Riley Osborne and Myles Borne. They're very close.
That's it. Yeah.
They're very close in names and very lacking in character.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Ren St. Clair is going to take on Kalani next week for the North American Women's title. Punk beating Drew at Bad Blood. Again, I like this one. I think this one's going to cause a lot of debate between the group and between the family here at Wrestling for Life Network. I think a lot of us are I don't know if it's going to be a nice split on who's going to win going into Bad Blood, and that's good storytelling.
Can I say something? I mean this in all respect. Ren Sinclair looks like she has a selfish allergy or something like that with the way that shit just seems swelled up in that fucking picture and everything. She just kind of looks like she loves the shit out of eating shrimp, but is allergic to shrimp.
Oh, Halliburton brought his whole team or friends. He brought reinforcements. He was like, "Oh,
that's the starting five for the Indiana Pacers. No wonder they ain't won shit."
Right? That they booed, and he goes, "Oh, you guys must be Magic fans."
So Trick coming out here. So we have shit team calling out other shit team.
Damien's like our news breaker here some days. Batman, so Not Man and Robin versus A-Town Down announced for October 8th.
Again, confirmed or heresy?
Damien usually only says stuff that has been confirmed. Usually.
I don't know. Anytime I ask Damien for a source, all of a sudden, quiet goes the word.
My brain, Nick, my brain told me.
Right.
They're booing Trick for bigging up Halliburton.
Yeah.
Miami Heat suck. Sorry.
Do you have an NBA team? Are you a Raptors fan?
A Raptors fan. Absolutely a Raptors fan. Growing up, you know who I loved growing up? Oddly enough, was the Pacers. I was a big Reggie Miller fan.
You can't say that and then be shitting on Tyrese Halliburton, who plays for the Pacers.
I said it was ironic. No, I'm a Raptors fan. Like I'm a Toronto guy through and through as far as my fandom goes. As you get older, I really don't jump on bandwagons too much. The only bandwagon I got to figure out some days is NFL. But yeah,
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I've watched the Raptors in my life win more championships than I've watched the Maple Leafs win championships. That says a fucking lot.
Yeah, 100%. But I was gonna say, I don't have a team. I'm a LeBron James fan. I was a Cavs fan for a minute. I was a Heat fan for a minute. Now I guess I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah. You know, like the NBA Jam days, it was the Seattle Supersonics. Sean Kemp all day long.
Oh, from downtown. He's on fire. No, that's when you got to use Jordan and Pippen and shit like that.
Get out
like I for a while was big Ben Wallace with the Detroit basketball, the bad boy Pistons there like that. When you had Chauncey, Rip, Rasheed, Tayshaun, and Ben Wallace. I was fine with that. But outside of that, I'm a LeBron guy. I just follow the circus. The man's the GOAT to me. I know everybody's gonna say Jordan, LeBron? And I can hear the like I can understand the conversation. I like that it's at least a 1A, 1B. I'd argue a 1C is Kobe, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'd be really interesting to see if Kobe got to finish everything out and where we would feel about it. But it is what it is. We got the champion and the challenger in the ring with Halliburton. Hold that open.
Everybody out here changing suits and changing suit jackets and everything.
As we get whooped that Trick chance.
Well, there you have it. 2 weeks from now.
Now, better GM for NXT. Tyrese Halliburton or Ava Raine?
Halliburton.
I was waiting for it. I was like, who cut the more concise promo for a contract signing?
Right.
Halliburton or Ava Raine?
Yeah. I was a Bulls fan. Yeah, I mean, I struggle. And I think for me, like, as a Canadian, like, a lot of times... Oh, Punk's back!
Whoa! So, weak sauce, applesauce when it came to the announcement for CM Punk.
We didn't get
earlier. But what is he going to? Is he going to be the special guest referee? You watch. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be the special guest referee.
People said it was reported that he is going to be the special guest referee for the women. What is happening here?
Now he's going to just do that, but for the men.
You called it Punkapalooza for 2 days. What is happening?
100%. We had literally even the thumbnails. Monday Night Raw, main focus CM Punk. Night 2, CM Punk. It's Punkapalooza running wild.
If he shows
here,
up tomorrow, I'm gonna shit my pants.
I get you and Tony Khan and Jack Barry
right.
too. That fucking little midget, that little short bus will be full of sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah. Then Kemp had his demons. Yeah, you're not wrong, Bash. You're not wrong, bro. But yeah, once upon a time, he was a beast, mean fucker too.
I always grew up though with the Knicks of obviously namesake,
Ewing?
but always just being a trash ass team though. Like you had Ewing, and that was it. Trash ass team. Sprewell out there choking people and everything. Trash ass team.
Right.
We had Lynn Sanity, and that was it.
Which the entire brand goes. Two very special athletes.
Two very special athletes and a special referee. Okay. All right. This is where we're.
Hey, if you're gonna have him involved and you're gonna have him do something on the show, this isn't a bad show to do it.
Yeah,
it is. Oddly enough, I think if you go through everything that we said to start off the show, I don't know if any of us really said this as an option, but it makes a ton of sense. You're there.
Typical wrestling fans, we didn't get the payoff when we first saw him. So really, it's bullshit. And now we're getting a little more of the story, but it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, here we go. October 1st, live.
Philip Seymour Brooks. Could it be to where
it's official, folks?
Could it be to where he helps Ethan?
No, why? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just trying to add spice.
We need more layers.
As much as it is cool, as they're throwing hands, but as much as it's cool is to have CM Punk there, but I do feel like it's a little bit of we added him there because we've got to have him on Chicago. We've got to make it make sense. We've got to have a reason for him to be there. There is no connection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't want to just drop them in, but we'll try and angle it in a way that is digestible. But ultimately, we're trying to sell tickets in Chicago, and nobody sells more tickets in Chicago than CM Punk. And he's just standing back laughing as these two are trying to.
I don't know. I'm looking at the chat, and I'm not trying to get ahead or whether they're ahead or behind this or if they're lying or not. But everybody's saying, "Watch out for the Drew." As I like that, that's a hell of a visual, though, to go off the air with that of these two men being pulled apart and just screaming at each other, and then Punk's just like, I've been there. He is old man now. We've talked about this of veteran talking to the youths, to two youths.
The two youths.
You're right. He is my cousin Vinny, my cousin Punky out there.
Right.
Your Honor, the two youths.
It's too funny. Well, ladies and gentlemen, NXT has gone off the air. Get your rating out of 10 in. Nick and I will handle a few of these before we tap out, call it a night, and get ready for tomorrow. So, folks, how did you feel about the show? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Lots of twists and turns. I think you and I ending up talking about, basketball and music a little more than we should have. Kind of gives a pretty good indication that it might not have been the hottest of show at the time. But there was a lot of fun in there tonight. I didn't hate the show. I thought it was solid, but your hand went up.
No, I was just going to say if you switch the two, but then again, but to me, it makes sense if you started here so you could end there. So you can't exactly switch that, but I think you did it. You had that low because you were going to end on that note. You bring it down so you can end up here.
Yeah. That's two straight matches. Ethan has a special guest referee. I thought there was one in between that one and this one. But maybe I'm wrong. You might be right. But we have had a lot of guest referee matches. A lot.
Yeah, lately. Yes, we have.
A huge spike. Yeah. No, Drew. People lying. Watch out for Drew. Maybe Drew shows up in Chicago. That's a good place for Drew to get a lot of heat.
Oh, now I'm trying to remember. I'm literally trying to picture the calendar in my head. Yeah. Is that before Bad Blood?
Yeah, should be. I will confirm.
Because Bad Blood's the first weekend in October, right?
Oh no, so yeah, so October 1st, you would get the CM Punk special guest referee in Chicago. October 5th, you get Bad Blood. So it would like
that's where you could get Drew shows up and just claymores the
yeah,
out of this man.
You do the go home Raw where Punk kind of gets over on Drew, and then Drew fucking beats the shit out of him on the Tuesday, heading to Bad Blood.
There we go.
I like it. It's got some meat to it, Nick.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
There you go.
Bars.
Back to the mix. Did you remember the Ewing shoes? I used to love them because they came with
no, I really don't.
They were cool because they came with like a replica keychain of the shoe. It was, I don't know, it's stupid shit.
You came with a mini shoe?
Yeah, it came with a.
What is this? A shoe for ants?
Is this a shoe for ants? Shut up. 6.5 out of 10. NXT was kind of dry.
Did you have the strawberries with the pumps and everything too? Was you a pumps guy or no pumps?
I had my share of pumps. Back in the day, you kind of had to, keep up with the Joneses with that one. 8 out of 10. It's always funny when somebody had like the knockoff pumps and you're like, oh, the hard plastic and wooden pump. It just looked like the pump.
Oh, see, I grew up to where everyone around me had the skater shoes. Everybody was out there with like the DCs and the Vans and shit like that.
Yeah. No, that's rough. 8 out of 10. That end was great. That was a comic book cover worthy shot. I mean, the visual, when they build the package for the match and that's the visual and the commercial they use, it's a good visual. So I commend them on how they pulled that off. 8 out of 10. Oh, sorry.
No, I just said 100%. I was just going to hit him with the Stan Lee Excelsior.
Right. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8.7 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Denisha, welcome. 8 out of 10. 8.25. Not much variance. See, I'm more like a 7. I'm kind of with Just Joe, like 7.5 tonight. I don't know if I can get to an 8 with y'all. There was some fluff in there that I didn't care about at all.
6.5.
You're going 6.5. You were really unimpressed.
Well, no, I listen. I can't say it, even though I'm thinking it, but it's not that level of a variance to where, like, if you go from 7 to a 6.5, that isn't going from like
it was more
2 stars.
So you felt like it was more of an average show, which I don't disagree with.
It was a run of the mill. It was, and even then, like, think about it. Up until the last 10 seconds and everything like that of that show, we really couldn't give a fuck towards the back end. That was the back end felt like sending home. We started off with the contract signing, which we didn't know was going to have the finish that it did. Same thing with the Punk finish and everything like that. So to me, it was more average. Like 6.5 is still above average. That's like still like a C plus. Don't go the Uncle Dave out there. Not everything needs to be now with 6 stars and 7 stars and all of that.
I'm not that far. Like, again, I'm not that far ahead of you. I thought because of Punk's presence a couple times, really, really good tag match with Cedric and Javon getting a win. But the women's match was a bit like Lola gets a win, but I didn't really give a shit. A sloppy fight after. I love Miss Parker, but she was having trouble throwing anybody anywhere. So a little sloppy jalopy on that whole process. I mean, there was a lot of, and we end up, anytime you and I start wandering and talking about other shit, I know the show's not hooking us. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I can't go as high as 8.
You were initially out of the gate here.
I was surprised. I thought maybe you would be like in and around like a solid show kind of mark.
But that's still a solid show rating. Listen, we're not going to get out here and get out to, well, we give every show a fucking 7 or an 8 or whatever. So now we've got to jump the scale up in here and everything. No. Accountable is going to get held accountable. So to me, 6.5.
Okay, 8 out of 10. A lot of the chat disagreed with us. Maybe they paid attention better than we did. I don't know.
Well, no, and even then, it's still varying opinions, and I'm all the way here for it. If the shit's still, a little bit higher and everything like that, if you viewed it higher, what have you?
Yeah,
we're not journalists. We're opinion havers.
It's okay, Nick. It's okay. You can give it a 6. It's okay, buddy. NXT is cinema, 10 out of 10. That seems crazy. Healy shoes and fun. Oh no, that's a different generation. I want to just clothesline everybody.
That's a lot of back surgeries for people because they forgot that you actually have to know how to rollerblade too.
Well, just sliding around. Every time someone went like zoom by, I just wanted to throw the clothesline out. Like, fuck.
Oh no, it was always funny because you see him go, and then you wait a couple. Like you could sit there and check your watch, and then you'd hear the fucking them hitting their ass back.
Mm-hmm. So Anthony's kind of there too. Says 6, very average show. Like 6 is a nice average rating overall. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, like I understand it. I'm slightly higher just because maybe I like the ending a bit better, but I'm going 7. Are you guys old enough to remember the press pretty well? Diodora pump spinner sneakers, or am I revealing my age? I remember Spreewell. I don't know if I remember his pump spinner sneakers.
I remember shoes to where they would have like the spinner shit in the side of the shoe and everything like that. I don't know if they were Spreewell shoes specifically, but yeah, 100%. I remember when that was the whole thing to where spinners on rims and everything was like new age technology, high tech shit.
I had a buddy with like the plastic hubcap that had the spinner on top.
Did they just stop and just rock?
you can't spin it every light, bro. What are we doing here? You bought a fucking oversized fan. That's great. 5.8 out of 10. That's interesting. The Boston doing the whole Price is Right to our buddy Anthony.
Right. I'll take $1. I'll take $1.
Right. What did Punk do tonight? I've missed it. He talked to Roxy. That was kind of fun. And then he talked to announced that he's going to be the special guest referee for Trick and Ethan. That's about it. December 14th, 80s vibes. Yeah. Maybe Nick and I will have to 80s it up, but it's going to be fun to do the visuals and shit.
We got to come out here like, Christ, what was it that they did with WWE when you had John Cena as the color commentator? Why am I Southpaw Regional Wrestling?
Yeah, there you go.
We'll come out there like that. I'll get the old tacky like suits and everything, have the little stick mics and everything. Folks, we're out here. We're a great night of wrestling.
Right. Did I win? You always win, Boston. You always win. You hang out with us, you're a winner. People still rollerblade. In fact, roller skates are kind of back. Roller skates might be actually more in. I was an avid rollerblader, like as a kid. Couldn't get them off my feet. Like I did not stop rollerblading as a kid.
Is that like
it was like my off season for it's like the Mighty Ducks, right? Like they made
that was literally I was about to ask. Like you don't walk. It's you can skate first. You get hockey skates, and then you get rollerblades in the summer seasons. You get, it's like you go from flip flops to boots. You go from ice skates to rollerblades.
Man, I was in skates at like 4 years old, 4, 5. Like it was early.
My guy, I was the kid that was out there with the chair, with the fucking ice, the milk crate and everything, and still couldn't stay upright.
No, it's kind of a birthright, and Pops had us in skates as quick as possible. But
that's how you know now
we're just rambling. We're having a members only chat here with everybody.
I'm game for it,
gentlemen. That is NXT tonight. We are back tomorrow for Dynamite. Should be an interesting night as they are building towards Grand Slam. We'll see what kind of shuffling of the card. Will Danielson be back and accept the Nigel McGuinness challenge? We'll be here for that. Thursday, TNA makes a return to this channel. Again, for all the people that have asked for TNA, show up and show out. You got to make it count. We got new shows coming your way, new original content, plus more to come. We appreciate everybody, but not a bad night. Not a bad night. Could have been better in spots, but overall, thumbs up. And as always, the wrestling might suck. We never do, Nick.
Solid night of NXT, 100%. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you're able to put that full life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. We're going to blow some shit up.